hanging from a thread till you dead. Cause your partner put a price on your head. Cause your chick was laying up in his bed. She getting details, spitting every word that you said. She working retail, thirsty bitch just trying to get ahead. If history tell us anything, y'all both end up dead. It's just a street tale of fable, some shit someone said. Sit at the table and hope there's more to offer than bread. Pulled out the cradle, first steps you getting chased by a fed. No head starts, just body parts and lead sparks. Old religion, brand new hate and weak hearts. Oligarchs, krakens, dragons, you see sharks. Imagine you could manage to maneuver the deep parts. You a savage, you can have it, just show how your teeth sharp. If you could grab it, you could stab it, just aim for the bleeding heart. The ones that show compassion, a soldier that seeks art. Does the artist that wage war take over or take part? Taking a knee, thinking no one faithful is me. I'm good people in bad lands, no evil live within me. I mind mine, I'll survive, find this lands for the free. If I'm mistaken, I'm forsaken, no one rescuing me. Residual effects, straight bullets through familiar necks. For any number of infractions that I deem disrespect. Your beliefs, you deserve better, but we both in the shit. You just haven't come to grips with it yet. Fight or flight, and they ain't really nowhere to go. If your back is against the wall and you ain't throwing no blows, you gon' crumble in the rubble, become blood in the snow. If you a victim, they collect them, grab the body and go. Dig them and ditch them, total disregard for the soul. Gas them and lit them, watch the flesh burn in the glow. Where we live and catch a shivering, it's a hell you don't know. Your best hope is that your dying ain't slow, or your dying's a show. Where we at, it's every man for his own. A bloody backdrop, where killers just zone and slice flesh to the bone. Masked and gloved up front of your home. A flash of gun, but the side of your dome. Fresh blood from a stone, dents in your sense. Kick your fucking ball through the fence, dare you to say something. No sense in sitting around in suspense. Find out what's next, open your fucking mouth, disrespect. See the extent of how my life is intense. She beautiful and oppressed in a permanent summer dress. She a servant and still she blessed. Children cradled against her breast, whispering prayers, wishing their souls the best, knowing that they forgotten, not forgetting they're blessed. The bloodiest red lights, just piles of dead life. Something must be broken, the glyphs wasn't read right. You think them Bible papers will shed light? Yeah, right. Burn after reading, tell the preacher I'm leaving. What is poppin', people? Welcome back to Shy Ill Reacts. I am your host, Shy Ill, and we are back in the building. Salutes to y'all for joining me on this Friday night live. Salutes to y'all. I appreciate y'all being here. Hope everybody's having a good night. Hope everybody got after that money this week. Millions! That abundance in everybody's pocket is the word of the day. Salutes to y'all. Hope everybody's having a great night. Thank you for being here with
I
me.
came in like a rainbow.
Drop for me. That's the new one, y'all. I had to put the emoji up there so y'all can see that again.
I came in like a rainbow.
Now I got the nut hugger emoji on there, so nobody could deny it when it drops. All right. Let me get a couple of these things set up here. Wow.
I came in like a rainbow.
There it is. All right, I got it fixed. Salute to y'all. Salute Soho Walker on the check-in. It's going to be a great live tonight. Let's get it. Hold on, what's up? It's not popping up no more. What happened now? I didn't do nothing. Oh, there it is. Boom. All right. Shout out Soho Walker. Shout out 298 Sosa. This is going to be a great live tonight, I agree. Shout out 298. Shout out William Borden. Shannon, salute to you. Super Big Exotic 420, salute to you, sir. Velez. Eddie Jimenez. Papa the Stoner, salute to y'all. William Borden, appreciate you. Zoraida in the building, salutes. All right. Shail, chat, members, wrenches, happy Friday, y'all. Happy Friday. Es viernes y el cuerpo lo sabe. Hit the like button on the way in, y'all. We got a couple of things to cover tonight. Couple of things to get out the way. Again, next week, we're going to go back to two to 3 lives a week so that I got time to do what I got to do. Today, we're going to cover the Jet Set Nightclub tragedy, all right, in the Dominican Republic. RIP to everybody that lost their lives there. And we're going to get into that story. It's something to be talked about. We're also going to get into, there was an official from Culiacan, some kind of highway official that was snatched up, that supposedly dropped a bunch of names and information, under duress, of course, tied to a chair. You know how that goes. And we're going to cover an update on the Izaguirre Ranch investigation. We're going to cover that too. Shout out my brother Oso on the check-in. Salutes. All right, let me drop the text-to-speech in there. And let me pin that. Boom, pinned. All right. Let's see. You know, I thought about it. I was like, what happens? You know, I got a channel for everything, right? I got a channel for the true crime, channel for the cartel stuff. But what happens when we talk about world stuff and politics and shit like that? It's going to have to stay on this channel. I'm not making another channel. It is what it is. Salutes. Let me get this right here. Boom. All right. We could start with the story of the interrogated one. We don't know who he is. Well, I don't know who he is. But we about to find out. Salute to y'all. Hit the like button on the way in. Hundreds up in the chat for y'all for hanging out with me tonight. I appreciate y'all. Boom, 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 boom. Wow. Let's get it. All right. Here to do hood rat stuff
But I
for my
wanted
friend.
to do hood rat stuff for my friend.
That's it. It's easy. All right. Let's get it. Los Chaperos Bartel interrogate Jose Manuel Hernandez Carillo, brother of a Los Maito Flaco member in Cosala, Sinaloa. Los Chaperos point to Navy personnel corruption, all right? Now, this is, how they question the guy, and this is how the guy, dropped names. I think it's pretty safe to say most people would drop names, whatever names you gave them, tied down in a chair like that, in your shorts and a t-shirt with fear in your eyes. Pretty sure you get them to say whatever you want them to say at that point. You know what I mean? It is what it is. Los Chaperos, La Chapiza, Los Chapos, and La Maíza, Los Maito Flacos, Los Mayos continue their war conflict that has lasted for about 7 months now. Los Chaperos captured Jose Manuel Hernandez Carillo, brother of a municipal trustee in Cosala, Sinaloa, named Marco Antonio Hernandez, who is an alleged Maito Flaco or La Maíza member. Mr. Jose Manuel in the interrogation video points to Secretariat of Mexican Navy corruption with their personnel. Right? It's all voluntary. This is all voluntary information once you tie to the chair. I'm going to play the video in Spanish, then I'm going to read you the...
Mi nombre es José Manuel Hernández Carrillo. Soy auxiliar técnico en la Secretaría del Ayuntamiento de Culiacán. Estoy aquí porque el pasado 21 de marzo en San José de las Bocas, Sindicatura de Cosalá, detuvieron a mi hermano, quien es el síndico municipal, de nombre Marco.
Right, that's the brother right there. That's his brother. That's this guy's brother right here, who's supposedly Maito Flaco guy.
Antonio Hernández, con armas largas. Cuando mi familia me llamó, me vio obligado a pedirle el favor al capitán Efrén Ortega de Marina, quien pertenece a la 8ª Región Naval y que actualmente está colaborando en la Mesa de Seguridad de Culiacán, Región Naval.
This is the Navy captain that he's talking about, Regional Navy captain.
Y que actualmente está colaborando en la Mesa de Seguridad de Culiacán y que colabora desde Culiacán hasta el sur del estado. Yo a él lo conocí en la Mesa de Seguridad de Culiacán, donde hicimos una amistad. De igual forma, le pido favores para que envíe operativos especiales a la zona donde van perdiendo los mayos. También tengo el conocimiento de que el general Fuentes Vélez, comandante de la zona militar, y el general Chazarino, que es el secretario de Seguridad Pública del Estado, están trabajando en contubernio a favor
dropping names, all voluntary, dropping names.
De la facción del sur, que son los mayos. Han hecho cambios específicos de comandantes, como el director Aquila y el subdirector Morán, todos estos trabajando a favor de la facción de los mayos y solamente realizando operativos en el sector norte de la ciudad y en la zona norte del estado, que es la facción de los Chapos.
Right. Let's get into it in English. My name is Jose Manuel Hernandez Carillo. I'm an auxiliary assistant at the Culiacan Highway Bureau. I'm here because last March 21st in San Jose de las Bocas, the neighboring town of Cosala, my brother, who is a municipal trustee by the name of Marco Antonio Hernandez, was detained with long arms. When my family called me, I was forced to ask Captain Efren Ortega for a favor. He belongs to the 8th Naval Region and is currently working on the Culiacan Security Committee. His collaboration extends from Culiacan to the southern end of the state. Our friendship took place when I met him at the Culiacan Security Committee. Having said that, I've asked him for favors to send special operations to the area where Los Mayos are losing. In addition to this, I also have knowledge that General Fuente Velez, commander of the military zone, and General Chazarino, who is the Secretary of Public Security of the state. Okay? Now, but he said he got a general that's a friend of his. His family told him to call for help. He belongs to the 8th Naval Region. He says in the past he's met him at the Security Committee, and he's asked him for favors to send special operations to where the Mayos are losing. Okay? Now we see these military, we've always wondered, who's the military siding with? On whose side is the military, right? We see that...
Oye, ¿y el Rocha? ¿Y el Rocha? Bueno, ¿y el Rocha?
That the governor, El Rocha, the governor of what is it, Sinaloa, we always been under the understanding that he's been under the thumb of the Chapitos, right? But we've also considered, well, what's up with all these soldiers? Who are these soldiers working for? According to this guy right here, those soldiers are working for the Maitos. Okay? Says the guy tied to the chair. They're both working together in league for the southern faction, which happens to be Los Mayos. They've made specific changes in commanders, such as Director Aquila and Subdirector Moran. All of them are working in favor of Los Mayos faction. Operations are mainly carried out in the city's northern sector and in the northern part of the state. This area belongs to the Chapiros mob. All right. So it's pretty convincing when you're in the chair right there, right? What do you think happened to this guy? They didn't give us no report on finding him or him, him miraculously walking into a gas station somewhere. We hear nothing. Last we know of Buddy is he's sitting in that chair with his high socks on, double stripe. Hit the like button if you have yet to do so. Right? And he's stating clearly that the Navy and other security officials in Sinaloa are working for the Maitos. And we know what we think. We think
Oye, y el Rocha.
El Rocha is working for the
Bueno, y
Chapiros.
el Rocha.
Either way, corruption can't escape it. My hope for humanity drops deeper and deeper into the pit of Hades. The more I hear shit, especially like some of the stuff that I'm hearing in this Dominican nightclub situation. So, you could trust the government. But let's say they dropped them off at home, unharmed, of course. Of course they did. At the crib. Hey, I said what I had to say, huh? They couldn't, I gave them all the information. They told me they'd let me go. Where you at, bro? Jose Manuel Hernandez Carillo. It's a sad game, boy. You get yourself involved a little bit. Ain't no getting out of it, not even a little bit. All right? But that's what we got so far in that situation, that story. It's not nothing we don't know. Corruption, it runs deep. It's what's happening over there. It's what's happening everywhere. Period. Hit the like button if you have yet to do so. Oh, we got a bunch of drama happening in Culiacan. Let's see. We got that a prison escapee that escaped and unalived the policewoman. We covered that already. So boom, we got what we're gonna get here. I want to get to this real quickly. This is again, take it with a grain of salt. It's coming from Cartel Insider, who I believe is I believe one of their reporters, Mickey Trevino, is co-opted. Because the stories are just so one-sided, it's crazy. But anyways, let's get it. Now, we've been talking lately about the Izaguirre Ranch and the other ranches that have been found all over Jalisco that they are attributing to the CJNG and saying that these were training facilities, right? These were training facilities where these recruiters would go and snatch up youth from around town, offer them jobs, legitimacy, for the most part. Offer them this, that, the other. These guys go to go see about these jobs, and what it really is a training camp and a testing ground to see if they have what it takes to be a disposable soldier for the Cartel. Those that are not, that I'm sure have told the trainers that they're not, that's not me, it's not my life. Those were reportedly done away with, okay, terminated. We were also under the impression that one, if not more, of these training facilities contain crematoriums, places where they got rid of these paper soldier recruits that weren't making the cut. We saw one story that was like that, which was the Izaguirre Ranch, and then we heard plenty of other ones. Well, now I don't know what who's saying it, but the headline so far is, again, I'll take it with a grain of salt. No evidence of crematoriums at Izaguirre Ranch, FGR. Gertz Manero reminded that after the FGR's raid, There is substantial progress in the investigations of the property indicated as a training camp. The Izaguirre Ranch, located in Tuchiclan, Jalisco, was used as a recruitment operations and training center for the Jalisco New Generation Cartel. According to statements from those arrested, reported Attorney General Alejandro Gertz Manero. At the morning press conference at the National Palace, the head of the Attorney General's office, FGR, stated that no evidence of crematoriums was found on the property. We ordered a soil test on the stone and construction materials throughout the property to determine if there had been enough evidence for cremation, but we didn't find any. For us, that's not enough. We have asked the laboratories of the National University, Autonomous University of Mexico, to confirm or rectify this information, and that's what I'm going to share with you, he explained. In front of President Claudia Sheinbaum, the prosecutor emphasized that to date, 15 people have been arrested linked to the property, located in the state of Jalisco. First, we have 15 people detained who are already charged with other crimes linked to organized crime. The head of that unit was arrested by the security cabinet here in Mexico City, and based on that information and information from 2 people, we were able to establish with complete precision that it was a recruitment, operations, and training center. From the Treasury Room, Gertz Manero emphasized that in 15 days since the Federal Public Prosecutor's office took possession of the ranch, there has been substantial progress in the investigation. If you say so. It sounds like you taking shit off the table. It sounds like we heard about crematoriums and now you're like, nothing to see here. Hit the like button if you have yet to do so. His nose is growing like Pinocchio. I don't doubt it. But we'll see. He wants more investigation, right? We'll see. Where did that word come? Where did that crematorium word come? It could have easily come from the people that found the location to begin with, or the people that found the location and claimed to see that, maybe they said that to make noise. That was the families, or these coalitions and these factions of families that are looking for their lost loved ones, right? So they could have easily said, you know what, man, we ain't found them, so fuck it. Say there was a crematorium. Let's make some noise. They made some noise. We've been covering it on a regular basis, or they really found evidence of a crematorium, right? And the government wants to fucking keep that shit under wraps for the time being. Whatever it is, we'll keep an eye on it. And we'll see what they're talking about. If y'all got any comments, questions, suggestions, make sure you leave it in the live chat or in the comments. The government's saying, nothing to see here, guys. Nothing to see here. Shout out Upper Echelon on the check-ins. Salutes. Ghost Watchers, drop your like. Thanks. That's it. Just hit that like button. You ain't got to talk. It don't cost you a thing. Nothing. No monetary, nothing involved. All gravy, baby. All right. So, boom, we got that. Let's see what else we got here. So, I heard the story, briefly, about what happened in the Dominican Republic. Let me refresh my drink quickly. Heard it a couple of days ago. Again, was in the mix of a whole bunch of stuff. Wanted to cover it. Went down a rabbit hole of reels today, just scrolling. And it's pretty crazy what went on there. It reminds me of the E2 tragedy in Chicago. There's a lot of these things that have happened. The nightclub in Orlando. But this was crazy. They were all crazy, but this was crazy. And the subsequent events afterwards, the events preceding it were crazy. So I want to get into a bunch of that stuff and talk about that again and offer up some solidarity and For those that pray, some prayers to the families who lost loved ones. I mean, there were father and daughters lost in there. There were mother and sons. There were, friends, family, cousins. So much going on. There was a dude there that hadn't seen his mother. She was living in Venezuela. She was there with him. They were there to enjoy the night. And there's a bunch of injustices happening at the same time. The lives of a couple of one former baseball player, couple of celebrities, and Ruby Perez. For those in the Latino community who know Ruby Perez and been growing up listening to Mami and Nene está rabioso, you know what I'm saying? Y'all know who Ruby Perez is. He went out doing what he loved on that stage, right? The Rhode Island tragedy, that was another one. So I want to get into that story and look into that. Yeah, Octavio Dotel, former White Sox pitcher, Octavio Dotel passed away there that night. Yeah. So it was an unfortunate situation, man, and there's a lot of wrinkles to it, right? There's a lot of things that, some things don't have to be a conspiracy. Some things could just be a bunch of incompetence melded together. You know what I'm saying? Shout out Dougie Fresh on the check-in. What's up, mi gente? Saludos from Las Vegas. Saludos Las Vegas. Sometimes it's a bunch of incompetence that mix up together and it turns into tragedy. Make sure y'all hit the like button on the way in. Salutes to y'all. Let's get it. I want to get into this story. They instantly brought up the dude. Just want to find the right video. Give me 1 second. Let me refresh my drink. I'll be right back, and we'll get this started. I'm going to refresh my drink now because it's going to take us a minute to get through this. Let's get it. Hundreds up in the chat for y'all. I appreciate y'all hanging out with me tonight, all right? Smoke them if you got them. Drink them if you got them. If you're sober, here's a hug from me to you. Salutes to all the people getting that money out on the road, all right? All the truck drivers, safe travels. And to all the families that's out there, going on vacation or whatever, safe travels to everybody, man. To somebody going to get a carton of eggs for $13,000 at the store and headed straight back home, safe travels to you too. When did that happen? A couple of days ago. Two, maybe 3 days ago. Maybe more than that. I don't know. I be behind. You know how it is here. I cover it and then it is what it is. Let me see. Jet Set. What was the date? Let's see. I don't know. Somebody in the chat might know better than me. I don't know exactly what day. 3 days ago, so it's already been 3 days. The numbers have been skyrocketing as far as people that were lost. So hit the like button. We about to get into it. Salutes to y'all. All right. Let's get it. Let me get one from 3 days ago. We'll get one from 3 days ago here. From Rolling Stone. The whole city collapsed. April 9th. ¿En qué estamos? Where we at? We're on the 11th, 9, 10, 11. That sounds right. 3 days. So there you go, Zaza. April 9th. Salute, Eddie. I appreciate you. Concrete dropping in their drinks. It's crazy. Concrete dropping in their drinks. But not just that day, Shannon. There's been concrete sprinkling down from that building for a while now, unfortunately. Let's get it. A la Rolling Stone. Ruby Perez, merengue singer, unalived at 69 following nightclub roof collapse in Dominican Republic. At least 218 people have been unalived following the tragic accident. This says April 8th, 2025. I guess it crossed over into the morning, or I don't know. Or they got it fucked up, but it doesn't matter. Wait. Oh, I can't see the whole thing? Oh, I gotta subscribe for these mamas. I don't want no Rolling Stone. Y'all don't talk about nothing until, it'd be 30 days a month that there's nothing for me there, and one day when I'm looking for something here. Let's get this CNN. No, but I want something from 3 days ago, though. I don't want something from now. I want to start at the top. Here we go. We'll do this one right here. And it got a video. Let's get it. Santo Domingo, Dominican Republic. All right. Look at this image. All right. This was the stage, from my understanding. Yeah, this is crazy. Yeah, it was early morning, like 2 o'clock in the morning type shit. Santo Domingo, Dominican Republic. The roof of an iconic nightclub in the Dominican capital collapsed early Tuesday during a merengue concert. So Tuesday morning. Monday night, Tuesday morning. During a merengue concert. See, here's my love for merengue. See, my mother and father, they're the best salsa dancers that I know, right? But I can never learn it. And I can never nail it. Or even close to what they got going on. But merengue was always easy for me. You know what I'm saying? Salud to merengue. So I always loved it for that reason. All right, let me get off at the party. During a merengue concert attended by politicians, athletes, and others, leaving at least 98 people, that number's gone up from there, unalived and 160 injured, authorities said. Crews were searching for potential survivors in the rubble at the one-story jet-set nightclub in Santo Domingo. Said Juan Manuel Mendez, director of the Center of Emergency Operations. We continue clearing debris and searching for people, he said on Tuesday night. We're going to search tirelessly for people. Nearly 12 hours after the top of the nightclub collapsed onto patrons, rescue crews were still pulling out survivors from under the debris, shushing those around them so they could listen for faint cries for help. Firefighters removed blocks of broken concrete and used sawed pieces of wood as planks to lift heavy debris as the noise of drills breaking through concrete filled the air. All right? Warning, videos included in this story may include disturbing content. I saw some videos. This wasn't light debris. This was heavy concrete block debris. Some people were just disintegrated. Some people were trapped. It's crazy. Going through the reels, I was able to see different angles and see people at different points and what they were going through. There's one guy that was telling his story in a hospital bed, talking about how he was right by the door, how he ended up compressed in like a fetal position, but on his hands and knees like this, but just with compression on him, and he was right at the door. Then I found another reel of them trying to pull him out of there. Bananas. So it was thick concrete, but we're going to get into all of that. I don't want to show the video yet. Mendez said rescue crews were prioritizing 3 areas in the club. We're hearing some sounds. 3 areas of the club, shit. Big club, main hall, and just the whole center just up close to the walls. Up close to all the walls. It all just came down. Right? So there was people trapped everywhere. Were there more casualties probably in one section than the other? Probably. Right? Mendez said rescue crews were prioritizing 3 clubs in the area. We're hearing some sounds. Nancy Cruz, the governor of the northwestern province of Montecristi, and sister of 7-time Major League Baseball All-Star Nelson Cruz, was among the victims. She had called President Luis Abinader at 12:49 a.m. saying she was trapped and that the roof had collapsed. First Lady Raquel Abraje told reporters. Officials said Cruz passed away later at the hospital. So she's the governor of Montecristi, and she called the president. Is Abinader, is that the president of the DR? Damn, she called the Presidente. Presidente couldn't send some cranes over there, El Presidente? What you doing? That's what they needed. This is too great a tragedy, Auraje said, her voice breaking. The Professional Baseball League of the Dominican Republic posted on X that former MLB pitcher Octavio Dotel, 51, also was unalived. Officials had pulled Dotel from the debris earlier and brought him to a hospital. Also unalived was the Dominican baseball player Tony Enrique Blanco Cabrera, said league spokesman Satoshi Terrero. Late Tuesday night, those still looking for their family and friends gathered around a man playing a guitar outside the club as they sang hymns. Officials said at least 160 people were injured. This was early. Among them, national lawmaker Bray Vargas. Now, from my understanding, this club was a club where not only the people partied, but the elite partied. The politically connected, people with money, right? Lawmakers, politicians, ball players, artists, celebrities. Hit the like button if you have yet to do so. Relatives of merengue singer Ruby Perez, who was performing when the roof collapsed, initially said that he had been rescued, but Mendez said later Tuesday that wasn't true. He said rescue crews were still looking for Perez. Perez's manager, Enrique Paulino, whose shirt was splattered with livelihood, told reporters at the scene that the concert began shortly before midnight, with the roof collapsing almost an hour later, unaliving the group's saxophonist. So the band lost their saxophonist, their lead singer, and Ruby Perez's daughter was standing and singing right next to him on that stage. It happened so quickly I managed to throw myself into a corner, he said, adding that he initially thought it was an earthquake. It wasn't immediately clear what caused the roof to collapse or when the jet set building was last inspected. It was immediately clear to a lot of people. It was immediately clear what you'll see in the reels that I saved from Instagram. You'll see people noticing it. You'll see dates, earlier dates, with artists complaining about the dust falling on them and them saying, oh yeah, esto se va a caer, this is going to fall. In March, right? You're going to see people sweeping up debris that was crumbling from the ceiling weeks and days in advance. Disgusting. Corner cutting cuck shit right there, right? And, somebody needs to go to prison. You know what I mean?
Yo vivo tranquila con los pelos presos. Cállate, hijuepuerta.
All right, we're going to get into the rooftop. We're going to get into all these machines. We're going to get into it. All right, the club issued a statement saying it was cooperating with authorities and noticed that the owner, Antonio Espalay, was out of the country and returned late Tuesday. Get your ass home, Papa, because lo cagaste.
Sí, la cagó, mira, y dice, ¡ah!
Now you see now, you done fucked up, you know that, don't you?
He shouldn't even have a fucking quote yet. There are no words to express the pain this event has caused. What happened has been devastating for everyone. Shut up, bro. Somebody need to beat your ass and tell you to shut up. All you have to do is just go tell the authorities or whoever. But see, here's the problem. Who let him get away with these inspections that we haven't talked about yet, all right? But you the owner, dog. I don't want to hear your fucking quotes of solidarity. What happened? What happened? Oh, shit. Shannon Wilder, she threw on her tinfoil hat. Someone there was the target. I will go shine my tinfoil hat now. Shine that shit up. Salutes. That's another reason why I don't do crowded events. I'm good at home. Poor people. Agreed. Shine it up. Let's get it. A spokeswoman for the Ministry of Public Works referred questions to the mayor's office. A spokesperson for the mayor's office did not respond to a message for comment. Prosecutor Rosalba Ramos told TV station CDN that while everyone wants to know what happened, authorities were still focused on finding survivors. They set up a makeshift morgue near the club while more than 120 people lined up to donate life juice at 2 different centers. I gotta find the right word for that, the right code word for that. Let me see. Give that a refresh. Yeah, let me give this a refresh. Manuel Olivo Ortiz, whose son attended the concert but did not return home, was among those anxiously waiting outside the club, known for its traditional Monday parties where renowned national and international artists performed. We're holding on only to God, Olivo said. Also awaiting word was Marcel Cuevas' godmother, a 22-year-old Darlenis Batista. I'm waiting for her. She's in there. I know she's in there. Cuevas said, firm in her belief that Batista will be pulled out alive. Understand something. These people were in there for days. These people were filming and uploading, I believe, as well, from their respective positions in the building. It's crazy. Cuevas said, firm in her belief that Batista would be pulled out alive. President Abinadar wrote on X that all rescue agencies are working tirelessly to help those affected. Yeah, they're working real hard. We're going to talk about them. We deeply regret the tragedy that occurred at the Jet Set nightclub. We have been following the incident minute by minute since it occurred. Abinadar arrived at the scene and hugged those looking for friends and family, some with tears streaming down their face. We have faith in God that we will rescue even more people alive. An official with the megaphone stood outside the club imploring the large crowd that had gathered to search for friends and relatives to give ambulances space. You have to cooperate with authorities, please, he said. We are removing people. At one hospital where the injured were taken, an official stood outside reading aloud the names of survivors as a crowd gathered around her and yelled out the names of their loved ones. Meanwhile, dozens of people gathered at the National Institute of Forensic Pathology, which shared pictures of the victims so their loved ones could identify them. Shit. It's crazy. It's a lot. Those people are still going on. This is an active scenario. This is an active scene still, in that sense. You know, people still trying to find their loved ones and shit like that. All right, shout out Shannon with her tinfoil hat. She said, you know how they unalive an entire plane of people to unalive their target? I get it. But I also feel like sometimes the easiest answer is it. You know, sometimes the easiest answer is it. What's the theory? There's a name of it. Occam's razor? Yeah, Occam's razor, I believe. I can only imagine the trauma all those people will have to go in any building after. Will have to go in any building after that. That's crazy. Shout out Velez, shining wild. Salutes. She shined it up, man. She gonna put it on. Salutes. Shout out HG on the check-in. Appreciate you. But yeah, that's the thing. Imagine any enclosed space. Not to mention, I feel like there was another roof collapse in a place called Trujillo. Is that in Mexico? Roof collapse in a food court, I believe in a mall. I only caught a glimpse of that, same way I caught a glimpse of this the other day. But I believe that one was today. Boom! Shout out JP in the building. Salute Shai Il Madu, Il Cartel members of chat. Hope you have a blessed and grateful Friday, aka Es Viernes, El Cuerpo Lo Sabe. Please like and subscribe to the great quality content. It's free. Right? F El Tubo, fuck El Tubo. Prayers and blessings to the people in and around the world grieving for DR and the people affected by the helicopter plane crash within 24 hours. Why are planes falling out the sky? Are they shooting sonar weapons at these things? What's happening here? Okay, that sounds more like I should put on my tinfoil hat with Shannon, shine them shits up. And, you know, because what's happening with these planes since January 1st? What the fuck? But anyways, But yeah, I didn't think about that, Zoraida. Just the trauma of being in any enclosed space after this. It was a one. See, when I first heard the story, I was under the impression that they partied on the roof. But it was a one-story establishment, and there was nobody on the roof. So you could imagine how heavy that thing was by itself. Now, I've been in nightclubs in Chicago. I've been, for those that are from Chicago, I don't know if y'all remember, on North Avenue, Milwaukee, and Damon, Red Dogs was up on the second floor above the bar that was beneath it. And I remember being up there and feeling the wooden floor wave. And it would wave enough to knock you off balance while you was dancing type shit. You know what I'm saying? And that was from pure capacity. I never partied up or underneath that motherfucker again. Because it just seemed like an accident waiting to happen. It was eventually shut down. I don't even know what they're doing there now. But so that was my idea when I heard about it. I thought that they were partying on the roof, but no, they didn't need that. Again, this we're gonna get to it. It seems like incompetence, you ask me. Let's get it. Feliz Viernes. It wasn't immediately clear what caused the roof to collapse or when the Jet Set building was last inspected. The club issued a statement saying it was cooperating with authorities and noted that the owner, Antonio Espaillat, was out of the country and returned late Tuesday. There are no words. Oh, I read that already. We read the whole thing? Oh, I finished it. Let me go to the videos and let me make sure you can see whatever they got to say here without El Tubo clapping me. Yeah, shout out JP for coming through. Jonathan, I'm glad you made it. Hope you're enjoying your Friday with your lovely family. Salutes. See what we got here.
WVU Medicine St. Joseph's Hospital is the only hospital in the state with two of the world's first FDA-authorized germ-zapping robot, the Light Strike Plus. They protect our patients by eliminating harmful bacteria and viruses. St. Joseph's Hospital. More ways to care right here at home.
They're standing up there, but there's people all under there, man. Some crushed. Gotta understand, there was over 800 people in that room. Over 800 people in one room. And a slab that came down that can cover all those people.
Vamos.
No, I think they're talking about the helicopter. I'm just saying, though, what's up with all these helicopters and planes? But I think they're talking about the chopper. Oh, hold on. Just gotta make sure.
Pégasela más.
Get me the fuck out of
El principal objetivo es todavía salvar. El principal objetivo es todavía salvar vidas. Salvar vidas.
All right, it's the president saying the main objective. Well, I want to know why this
Es todavía salvar vidas.
Pégasela más.
El principal objetivo es todavía
main objective is to still save lives.
salvar vidas. Salvar vidas, que es lo que está haciendo. Puedo decir que desde anoche estamos
Last night we've been following minute by minute this tragedy so that all the resources in the government.
minuto a minuto siguiendo esta tragedia para
Since last night we've been following minute by minute the tragedy so that all the resources government.
tratar de que todos los recursos e instituciones de emergencia del gobierno estén a disposición por los estados. Pero todavía nos falta.
We still have a way to go. We have trust in God that we will
Vamos a
still rescue
rescatar
more
todavía
alive.
a más que con vida que están aquí en esta ruina.
All right, shout out Kelly Price. Just got here. Do we think they collapsed the club to take someone out? I do not believe that. I believe it was just the simple answer. Incompetence. Greed. That's what I believe it was. I don't think they were trying to take nobody out. Listen, man, we got ways to take people out. Nobody in there was high enough security that they got to take out a whole building to take them out. You take out the whole plane if it's somebody you can't get to, I guess. I will never forget the images of those people stacked in the doorway of the Station nightclub and the fire coming up behind them. Major PTSD for survivors of any of these incidents. We had an incident like that in Chicago at a club called E2. There was a
basically a stampede at the door. I know Velez posted a helicopter on the Discord yesterday that crashed into the Hudson River. Yeah, like, what the fuck is going on? Hit the like button if you have yet to do so, yo. Excuse me.
St. Joseph's Hospital brings together the most advanced medical care and the most
Footage captured the moments before the roof came.
All right, so I saw this
video footage captured the moments before the roof came tumbling down at Jet Set Nightclub and
boom. This is falling apart. These ladies is walking out.
Santo Domingo, Dominican Republic, early Tuesday. Authorities say at least 300 people were inside the club at the time. A merengue orchestra.
From my understanding, it was 800 people. Boom. Salutes, Fernando.
Was performing on stage when the tragedy occurred. First responders are continuing to search for survivors in the rubble. More than 150 people have been rescued so far. Families of the missing showed up to the site with pictures of their loved ones, desperate for answers. In New York, people, many with ties to the Caribbean nation, held a vigil Tuesday afternoon in honor of the dozens of victims killed, clutching the Dominican flag while some wiped away tears.
All the victims that perished in this horrible event, for them, our heart is with you.
The cause of the collapse is not yet known, but among the dead, former Major League Baseball players Octavio Dotel and Tony Blanco.
It's so sad that such a horrible incident happened where a lot of people had lost their life, where we have mothers, fathers, sisters, friends that we lost, and today our nation is full of pain because of this.
I'm Sherelle Hubbard reporting.
Look at that shit. The doorways, trying to get through doorways over there. I think that's all the video for right there. Oh, let's see what we got here.
St. Joseph's Hospital.
Yeah, I don't think this was that deep. I think it was, somebody fucked up. You're right. Anybody they wanted to unalive in the club, they could have gotten any other way. Anyway, easy. Listen, man, it ain't that hard to touch somebody, bro. Unless it is, and when it is, then you go other routes. But this was incompetence. This was greed. This was cutting corners. This was saving money. Right? Somebody got to go to jail, bro. Somebody got to go to jail. So this entrance right here, the dude that I was talking about that was on his all fours, he was right here in the doorway. If his body was turned the other way, over for him. The fact that his body was turned this way, he left his head in the doorway, he didn't get crushed. He just had pressure on him, and they pulled him out of there. He in the hospital. Who was he with? Forget who he was with. Sister, something like that. Sister got out, but their friend didn't, something like that. Everyone is expendable, true that. Yeah, but they're not, to me, this is just incompetence. You didn't have to, whoever you wanted to get in there, you could have gotten the parking lot on the way in there. You know what I mean? The emergency operations director will concentrate on getting people out.
Para llevarlo a hospitales y ya más adelante daremos los datos para llevarlo
so
a
we can take them to different hospitals.
Y ya más adelante
later we'll provide preliminary information of what took place here in terms of victims, both those alive and unalive. Luis Jose Amado on the check-in. Yeah, I'm sure you need water, bro. All right, let's get it. Now, I'm gonna take y'all through my through the rabbit hole that I went down earlier, all right? The first one I saw was this. Oh, I was agreeing with you that everyone could be touched. Yeah, anybody can be touched. Everyone's expendable, exactly. But my point is that they get you. They don't gotta take everybody else out, but they could get you in the alley. They could get you in the bathroom. They could get you, bartender could get you. Will the victims' families be able to sue and get paid? I hope so. I mean, there were people complaining about people already talking about suing. Well, people are like, shit, somebody got to pay for this already. This is ridiculous. We'll get into it, though. I'm going to take y'all down the rabbit hole I went down. Salutes to this channel right here. I'm about to check
Para
this
mí,
out.
Antonio Espaillat tiene toda la culpa.
Boom. Buddy didn't mince no words. He said, for me, Antonio Espaillat, which is the owner of the club, is the only person responsible for this.
De todo lo que le pasó a Ruby Pérez y a las más de 100 personas que fallecieron.
All right, he's responsible for what happened to Ruby Perez and for the other over 100 people that were unalived in this tragedy.
En la discoteca Yeset, al igual que el manejador de esa discoteca. Porque esa discoteca en el 2023 se quemó.
He said, as well as the manager of that nightclub, he said that club in 2023 suffered a fire.
Incendió, se prendió en fuego y ellos la cerraron temporalmente.
And they closed it temporarily.
Y a base de escombros, pegando blow, cositas, tapando hoyos.
And rather than take down, demolish the situation and start over, they were just patching shit up. And patching up holes and adding concrete and this and that. And they didn't take down the structure that was damaged.
Volvieron y rehabilitaron la discoteca.
Okay, they went ahead and rehabbed the discotheque. Like nothing ever happened. Hold on, I gotta charge up the soundboard. Wow. We don't want to lose our shit while we're hanging out with our friends.
But I wanted to do hood rat stuff with my friend.
Cuando tenían que demoler la discoteca.
When they had to demolish, so they rehabilitated the nightclub when they were supposed to demolish the nightclub and start from scratch.
Y volverla a hacer, porque obviamente se quemó y la varilla.
Because obviously it burnt and the structure was damaged.
Se defectúan, obviamente. Aparte de eso,
because you got to understand, not just fire, but water.
Agrandaron la discoteca, le pusieron dos.
He said not to mention they expanded the nightclub in the rehab, and then he says they put 2 power plants up there, 2 electricity plants up there. They had transformers up there, and they had air conditioning units up there on a shitty roof.
Plantas arriba en el techo, sumamente pesada, al igual que las máquinas de los aires y de todo, y de los transformadores. Y no le pusieron una base a la discoteca, que mire qué grande es la discoteca, y no aguantaba el peso de la...
So they didn't reinforce that. Now, but is that why you don't believe him? Because you think he's fruity? Or is he talking that shit? Because guess what? He ain't the only one that says it. Problem is that, yes, they can sue, but unless that dude is worth millions upon millions, they won't get much. They can get a verdict of $100 million, but if the person didn't have it, they won't get much. That's how I feel about all this shit. They'd be like, yeah, he was forced to surrender $17 billion. You ain't never gonna see that shit. I think criminal charges should be, you cannot be responsible or irresponsible with 1,000 people under your roof. You can't. You're a liability at that point. You're the liability. So if you're a club and I'm supposed to trust you with 1,000 of my constituents under your roof, I expect the roof to not come down. Buddy got to go to somebody going to jail. They knew that shit was like that. No way you gonna tell me. I've seen it. I'm gonna show y'all. But 298 already said, dude with his red feather shirt, fuck out of here.
La discoteca. Entonces, eso se pudo evitar. A mí.
So that could have been avoided.
Que nadie me diga.
I don't want to hear shit from nobody.
Dije que cuando Dios dice mentira.
He said, don't come to me with that, oh, when it's God's plan. He said, nah, bullshit.
Negligencia no tiene que ver con eso.
He said religion ain't got nothing to do with this.
Porque allá la persona que tiene $2 en República Dominicana, que tiene 2 pesos, es una vaca sagrada y puede pasarse las leyes por la galleta. Eso no. Eso se pudo evitar. A mí que nadie me diga eso.
I don't know what the fuck he said there. He said some real slangish Dominican shit. Salutes to him. All right?
Eso. Para mí.
All right, so he ain't going. As far as he's concerned, it's the owner's fault. Bad.
Él era Francisco Antonio Scott, o Anderson como lo llamaban de cariño, un dominicano que disfrutaba con su sobrino el que sería el último concierto de su vida.
La oración tiene poder. Siempre estábamos pidiendo de que mi hermano, dentro de la voluntad de Dios, pudiera sobrevivir. Lamentablemente, alrededor de la 1 de la madrugada, nos llamaron para informarnos de que partió con el Señor.
Anderson y su sobrino quedaron atrapados tras el colapso.
The one with the glasses survived, I believe.
Tranquilo y confiado, logró enviarle este audio a su familia mientras estaba bajo los escombros.
Maximito, yo tengo la certeza de que ella va a salir de aquí. Por
He says he feels like he's going to get out of there because God loves
caso
him.
de que yo lo salga. Muchas gracias a todos ustedes. Dile a mi mamá que yo la amo mucho.
Tell my mother I love her.
A mis hermanas que no se preocupen. Que de aquí yo voy para el cielo, pues yo soy hijo de
He said from here I'm going to heaven.
Dios. Y yo entregué mi vida a Cristo.
I gave my life to Christ.
Tras batallar en el hospital y luego de ser rescatado, Anderson se fue con aquel al que le entregó su vida hasta el último minuto.
Yo no sabía que un hermano se amaba tanto, yo no sabía que ese lazo era tan fuerte. Nuestro hermano ha podido, antes de partir, tuvo la oportunidad de grabarse él mismo, de poder mandar nota de voz.
He said he was able to get things off his chest, he was able to cleanse himself, he was able to make the call before he left.
Aceptar y reconocer a Cristo como su Señor y su Salvador.
Yo le entregué un 24 de septiembre y hoy, 7 de abril, vuelvo a entregarle mi vida a él.
He said April 7th. But I guess time difference, I don't know what.
Amén.
Carmelo Anthony.
The exact moment when the collapse at the nightclub, while everybody was enjoying themselves, Ruby Perez official. This is Ruby Perez. This is Ruby Perez's daughter. This is his son-in-law. All right. This is Ruby Perez performing Legendary Merenguero. All right. This is the structure that's gonna come down on him. I'm talking about everything came down. These fucking pillars, the wall. I mean, not the walls, but the ceiling, the speakers, everything came down. Now you hear the guy say, ¿Qué pasó? This creeped me out. Look at Ruby. Basically pointing in this direction, waving. That's crazy. Now he said, what happened? The voice that you're hearing. And she said, what's going on? He said, I don't know. You know, something fell or there's a fight or something. People's attention was everywhere. And then he said, look, something fell from up there. Okay, and they're paying attention over there. Ruby Perez is looking over there. Okay, Ruby looking. He put his hands up and everything. Woo. Shit.
¿Qué te pasó? Papá, ¿qué te pasó?
It's just, you know, shit. Joy turned to ashes right there in your mouth, you know? Hit the like button if you have yet to do so, y'all. God damn. Salutes. Let me see. That would have been common sense to not just patch that back together like Humpty Dumpty. It was stupid. And it cost everybody their life. I didn't know the building had a fire not long ago. Definitely the owner and manager thought they should be punished. Facts. Everybody has to save money, though. Yeah. I think it was The Sopranos, you know. The relationship between Christopher Moltisanti and Paulie Walnuts. And when it was over for Chris, Paulie was like, yo, I always argue with him over cocksucking fucking money. You know? Money, man. Money. They cut corners in this place. Making money because the place was packed. The place had a new artist there every Monday. The elite go there, right? You would think you want to protect your political, friends in high places, huh? No, lo cagó el gallo.
Yo vivo tranquila con los pelos en el pecho y la casa. Cállate, hijo, por favor.
Man, it's wild. These people were communicating knowing they were about to go. At least some were able to say goodbye to loved ones. Man, crazy. Some didn't have the opportunity. Some of them was splattered, dog. But some ended up in little cubby hole sections like that and got the call. Some didn't. It's unfortunate. Eddie Jimenez said, it sounded like dude said it's believed that people in the DR with money can get away with stuff. He doesn't believe this is one of those circumstances. Thank you, sir. And guess what? Shouldn't be. You showed your ass, bro. Oh, Jet Set, a nightclub, jewelry, money. $3 roof, bro, that took everybody's life. Fuck are we talking about here? Shout out Vernon Himes, checking in. Salutes to you, sir. Appreciate you. Also said, just a sad situation indeed. Just got in here. What happened? Buddy's filthy rich. He could afford a roof, no? Also, huh? He could have afforded a roof. Vernon Himes, we're talking about there was a nightclub named Jet Set in Dominican Republic where the roof collapsed. Took out, the star performer of the evening and many others. All right, let's get it. We'll keep going. You guys are stuck in cubby holes in there. Let me make sure they don't show nothing crazy real quick.
No, ningún lado. Búscale la vuelta de ningún lado. Yo, ahora sí.
Yeah, okay, I can show this one. Go back.
Mira cómo que estamos. Mira.
No, ningún lado. Búscale la vuelta de ningún lado. Yo, ahora sí.
Oh my goodness, bro. Think about that, man. The older ladies in there, older gentlemen. Again, a lot of parents and their children celebrating together. Listen, those are songs that you grow up listening to, that your mother and father are playing in the house, and then when you're old enough, you have a love for it, and you want to go celebrate it with your family, right? And you think you're going to this nice nightclub that all these affluent people hang out with, that's plugged. This place is plugged and got $3 fucking roof on it. Honestly, I don't have to blame conspiracy when I could blame incompetence. Why? Because incompetence runs rampant. And now this poor lady's wedged in here getting rescued. And maybe she made it. But how many didn't? Life is fleeting, people. Changes 1 second to the next.
Mira cómo que estamos. Mira.
Sostengo y digo que eso, la estructura metálica que tenía 2 plantas allá arriba, tenía también transformador.
She said the electricity plant that they had on the roof. This is a lady from the neighborhood that has had a problem with this club for a long time, from my understanding. And she let it fly on their ass. She's like, I want to talk to y'all. I want to talk to the press. I want to tell y'all the kind of bullshit that's been going on over here.
Porque obviamente las discotecas funcionan con transformadores, y aparte de todo.
So she said they had transformers up there, the electricity plant, the power plant up there, the AC.
Todo eso, otras cosas que ellos pusieron, hay unidades de aire porque ellos agrandaron.
She said they extended it, they enlarge the club. Yeah, this lady says she's been complaining for years. Facts.
Hemos ido a la fiscalía y los niveles
She said we've gone to the authorities.
de decibeles de sonido sobrepasan al límite.
She said the sound levels just passed, reasonable limits.
Ha venido la fiscal aquí a cada rato, hay redadas y todo eso.
She said that the state's attorneys and the lawyers, they come party here. So how can we stop that? Truly incompetent. I did not know about all the crazy shit on the roof, and that's what I wanted to talk about today. All of this stuff. We're going to get there. Oh, no, we've seen nothing yet. We haven't got nowhere yet. Salutes. Hundreds up in the chat for y'all. Hit the like button if you have yet to do so. Salutes. We got nowhere yet. Just the rabbit hole I went on. Do we know why they need effing power plant and so much heavy concert on top of the roof? It's probably not out of the ordinary, except for a weak ass roof like that one. They want power because they're gonna keep blowing them. They're gonna keep adding more towers of speakers. When we see the speakers again, we'll see more lights, and they had a whole light rig in the center of the place that came down with it too. So there's a bunch of shit going on up there, which is probably normal for a roof that makes some sense. This shit got me not wanting to go nowhere. None of these old places that got old roofs and none of this. So this place was not originally a club. This place was a theater, which we see a lot of that happen. This place was originally a theater.
Mantienen callado. ¿Y sabe lo que nos dicen? Que esta es una discoteca marca país. Entonces el peso de toda esa máquina. Todo eso se cayó ahí debido a la constante.
She said they call this shit a landmark. She said all of that came down from the constant shaking and the constant vibration of the sound.
A la constante vibración que tiene eso. Las casas que están pegadas a aquel lado. Yo quiero que ustedes vayan.
She said the houses that are here on the side, I want y'all to go
y pregunte porque
and ask the people.
Nadie de ese sector todavía ha venido aquí.
There's nobody from over there has come over here to talk about this.
Responsablemente, pero como yo me veo afectada con 4 tiros, entonces yo vengo aquí buscando a ustedes la prensa.
She said I came here looking for y'all, looking for the press.
Supuestamente se había incendiado alguna vez la discoteca.
She said that place is burnt before.
La discoteca una vez tuvo un pequeño incendio. Sí, señor.
Said, yes, it burnt before.
Es correcto. Y ellos vinieron con más fuerza. La única vez
and they came back with more force.
Que nosotros tuvimos un poco de paz.
She said the only time they had a little bit of peace was during the pandemic.
Fue por pandemia. Luego de pandemia vinieron con fuerza, con 2 plantas.
She said after the pandemic, they came back full force and started adding shit and enlarging shit and adding all this stuff to the roof that had no real structural support for all the weight. A roof that was structurally good, that's probably a normal setup for a club of that size and stature, right? But these jerk-offs was doing jerk-off shit. So, they played themselves.
Más grande y todo eso. ¿Cuál es su nombre, mi doña? Mi nombre es Americarina Suero Moquete.
Americarina has had enough of their shit, right? She's had enough. She walked in like...
Resido en el sector El Portal, en la calle El Condado, justo detrás de esa sinvergüenza.
She said just behind that disgusting, shameless place.
Que dicen que es marca país.
That they say is a landmark.
República Dominicana no es discoteca.
She said the Dominican Republic is not nightclubs. The Dominican Republic.
República Dominicana es cultura.
Is culture. Salutes to her, boy.
Sostén.
Woo! Put that on a t-shirt. Huh? Fuck. You not only had the concrete roof, but also all the weight of the extra stuff. Not to mention, it wasn't just a concrete roof. It was a concrete roof, foam, more concrete, wet foam. It was all kind of shit just crumbling to shit. It was shit on top of shit on top of shit. We're going to get to it. Shit on top of shit on top of shit. All the signs, all the red flags was right there in everybody's face. So, artists performing there literally spoke it with their mouth from the stage that thing was going to come down one day. We're going to run into a video of a man a security, trying to warn Ruby Perez with a laser light. If that was Ruby Perez security, if he felt it was enough for him to point the laser light at him, it should have been enough for him to get on that stage and say, party's over, let's go. Party's over, let's go. That would have stopped the party in the building. He would have got off stage, walked out. Because that dude that was pointing the laser light knew something. We're going to get to that. We're getting ahead of ourselves. Let's get it. Shout out to Americancita, whatever her name was. She killed it.
El país debe saber las causas de ese desplome. No.
It says the people should know the cause of that collapse. Shout out Ed the Hip Hop Guru on the check-in. Salute Friday turn up. Let's get it. Right? It's tragic, but you know, it's sad. The people was just having a good time. They weren't there to hurt nobody. Said the people need to know the truth about this collapse. See what I mean? Boom. Just the whole thing, bro. The whole thing.
No fue un accidente. Aquí van las precisiones del por qué yo entiendo que los propietarios de esa discoteca son los culpables. Vamos.
He said, this is why I think that the owners of this place are responsible.
Vamos con la historia. Año 2023, esa discoteca cogió fuego.
2023, fire was that discotheque caught fire.
La cerraron.
And that lady lived either back here or back here.
Y no demolieron la estructura.
He said they didn't demolish the structure. They rehabbed it and didn't demolish the structure.
Y en base a escombros volvieron y la rehabilitaron. 2. Al momento de rehabilitar la discoteca Yesé, le encaramaron en su techo 2 gigantescas plantas de energía eléctrica.
They added 2 giant electrical plants on the ceiling after they rehabbed it.
Le instalaron un transformador eléctrico.
They put transformers in the ceiling after they rehabbed it.
Y además, a esa estructura colapsada, remendada, le instalaron los aires acondicionados. Y ahí comenzó el problema.
That's where the problem happened.
Estuve hablando con un oficial de los bomberos del Distrito Nacional.
So I was talking to a fireman.
Y me dijo ese oficial de los bomberos que en el 2023 hay un comunicado de los bomberos mandando a desboronar ese edificio.
He said, I spoke to a fireman that said in 2023 there was, I believe he said, an order to demolish that structure.
Entonces, señor, si a usted le llega un comunicado de los bomberos diciéndole a usted que ese edificio hay que desboronarlo, entonces, ¿por qué usted no lo hace?
He said, if you guys got word from the fire department that you needed to demolish that building, why didn't you do it?
¿Por qué usted le pasa un paño con pasta a un lugar emblemático donde la cata de este país se sentía cómoda?
He said, why would you just brush over and wipe away, you know, something like that when the elite and the people that, you know, hold up our society, and the people that from our community come here and want to feel safe or feel safe in this place?
Usted como dueño, usted tenía que proteger a esa gente, por Dios.
He said, you as an owner were supposed to protect them people, by God.
Entonces usted le ha dejado a la suerte esa gente. Pero
and you just left those people to chance, to luck.
No solamente eso, usted ha provocado un dolor colectivo que no hay manera que el
And on top of that, you've created a collective pain.
país salga de esto durante todos estos años. No hay forma.
There's no way to get out of this. You know, the people ain't, this is just not going to go away.
Óigase bien, la peor Semana Santa que va a pasar en este país es esta. Porque
The worst Semana Santa, the worst, what? What are we talking about, Easter?
Porque usted condujo el país a un sentimiento que uno no le encuentra explicación por lo que decía Paulino. Ahí hay artistas, ahí hay obreros, ahí hay empresarios.
She said there's impresarios, there's artists, you know, celebrities.
Ahí hay de todo tipo de personas. Ahí está representada la sociedad dominicana. Y
people that represented Dominican society.
Es la sociedad dominicana que usted le ha dado un tiro en el pecho.
And what you've done to the to Dominicans is shoot them in the chest. That's what you've done.
Eso tiene que tener consecuencias.
And that has to have consequences.
A mí no me importa quién sea el dueño.
I don't care who the owner is.
No es porque sea Antonio Espaillat. No.
Not because it's Antonio Espaillat.
No me importa quién sea. Eso tiene que tener consecuencias. Y si el gobierno hace una alianza para tapar esa vagamundería.
And he said if the government has the nerve to cover up this vagabondery,
entonces el gobierno también va a ser culpable.
Then the government's going to be at fault too.
Porque el gobierno es que tiene que facilitar las cosas.
Because the government is supposed to facilitate things.
Y no es el CODIA, porque no creo en un informe que dé el CODIA. No creo en un informe que dé el Ministerio de Obras Públicas. Tiene que ser una empresa privada que dé un...
He said it can't be the government's investigation. It has to be an investigation done privately with no biases on either side.
Informe de lo que verdaderamente pasó ahí. Y
what really happened there.
Por las informaciones que corren, señores, hubo descuido. Y cuando hay descuido, hay descuido. Y eso tiene que tener consecuencias. Y usted
he said when there's carelessness, there has to be consequences.
Tiene que pagar esa vaina.
You have to pay for that shit.
Estuve hablando.
No se muevan, señor.
Oh, hold on.
Moisés. Dios tiene el control de todo. Gracias, Señor. Ay, mi amor. Gracias, Señor. Gracias, Señor. Gracias, Señor. Gracias. No se muevan, señores. Moisés. Dios tiene el control de todo. Gracias, Señor. Ay, mi amor. Gracias, Señor. Gracias, Señor. Gracias, Señor. Gracias.
Bananas.
El estado de salud de Ruby Pérez en este momento. Muy fuerte.
Now, this is after they took Ruby Perez and they found him and they got him out of there. This is his daughter, who was on stage with him that night, who was standing right next to him. This is her talking. This is his daughter. At this point, Ruby Perez is still alive and in the hospital. Hit the like button if you have yet to do so. Was there adequate exits to get everyone out in emergency? Rhetorical. I think there was 2 exits. Yeah, don't just brush this under the rug. Facts.
Para nosotros porque estábamos tocando. El estado de salud de Ruby Pérez en este momento. Muy
The state of health of Ruby Perez right now.
Fuerte para nosotros porque estábamos tocando.
She said she didn't even ask you that. She said it's heavy for us because we were playing.
Yo estoy toda golpeada porque estaba en tarima. Teníamos más o menos 30 minutos.
She said I'm hurt because I was on the stage. She said we've been on stage for 30 minutes.
En tarima. Yo iba a cantar un tema y le dije,
I was going to sing a song, but I told my father,
papi, ayúdame porque
help me with this song because I just had a BBL.
No puedo hacer mucha fuerza, estoy operada.
She just had a BBL, so she couldn't do a lot of forceful singing, so she wanted her father to help her.
Y él me dijo, ok, mami, quédate en tu micrófono y yo me quedo en el mío.
So he told her, well, then stay on your mic and I'll stay on my mic, to come in and help you with the song. Because she usually crosses over to his mic.
Siempre paso al micrófono de él. Si no, no creo que no estuviera aquí.
If he didn't tell her that, she probably wouldn't be here right now. Because guess what? He's not. And she would have been standing where he was standing.
¿Hubo algún momento en el que ustedes se percataron que empezó el
Was there a moment that you realized that something was happening?
desplome o todo pasó de repente? Estaba pasando algo extraño. Nosotros pensamos que estaban
She said something strange was going on and we imagined that somebody was fighting or something.
peleando. Yo dije a mi papá y a mi esposo,
She said, I told my husband and my father to, step back because, I see commotion and I felt like somebody was scrapping.
échense para atrás que están como peleando allá. Pero no, fue algo flash.
She said, no, it was something like that, a flash.
Y esperemos en el Señor que él salga bien de todo.
And we hope, we pray to the Lord that he'll come out okay.
Que se recupere rápido, está herido.
And that he recovers quickly, but she said he's hurt.
Pero está con vida.
But he's alive.
Lo encontraron cantando.
And they found him singing.
Él se puso a cantar para que lo escucharan.
He sang so that they can get him, so that they can find him. There's also an audio of him Calling.
Él siempre me ha dicho, mami, si algún día me pasa algo, tápame para que nadie me haga fotos.
He always told me that if something ever happened to me, cover me so that nobody takes pictures of me.
Tápame. Entonces mi primo trajo una manta y lo cubrió.
She said, so my primo brought a sheet and covered him. Crazy. All right, this is the video of security. Now pay attention to this security over here. He's trying to get Ruby's attention. Papa, if I'm trying to get Ruby's attention, and I've done security before, if I'm trying to get Ruby's attention, I might lose my job for this if the roof doesn't collapse. But if I'm trying to get Ruby's attention because I think it's unsafe, because I think the roof is going to cave in, Papa, I'm stepping on that stage, grabbing you by your scarf and saying, Compi, let's get the fuck, grab your daughter and your son-in-law and let's go. That's what I'm thinking about. Watch this. Look, he's trying to get their attention and he's pointing up. Look at him. Got a laser light. Sorry, be mad at me later, bro. Be mad at me when y'all safe and sound with your family at home. Be mad at me about stopping the show. I'd have stopped the show. If I'm looking, I get it. If you're trying to get their attention for something else. But you're trying to get their attention, so it says to you that you feel like there's danger in the air. That's enough to stop the show. Or at least interrupt it. Who knows? Maybe they just said, nah, let's finish the show. Listen, bro, this shit is coming down. Watch him with the laser, boy. Frantic with the laser and pointing up. Look. Telling him, look, mira, hey. Nah, bro, that wasn't enough. That was your business to get on that stage and tell everybody involved, show's over. This is unsafe. I wonder if he made it himself. Look at that. Papa, they couldn't hear you. You had to go tap him on the shoulder. There's the daughter. This is the daughter right here. Shit was falling from the ceiling for a while. The workers were just sweeping the debris. No, we're going to get to that. That's why we can't, we can't leave. We can't leave the easiest path of least resistance off the table, which is incompetence. Hit the like button, y'all. We just lost everybody. People must not like the truth.
Excusa y que se siente muy mal por la tragedia que acaba de... El dueño del jet set pide excusa y que se siente muy mal por la tragedia que acaba de suceder.
He said the owner of jet set, feels bad about what happened.
Señores, pero hace 2 años que se quemó la discoteca.
It's been 2 years since that discotheque burned.
Supuestamente, los ingenieros le dijeron a él que la discoteca
the engineers told him that he had to demolish it.
Tenían que desbaratar completamente.
Completely.
Porque toda la estructura estaba dañada. ¿Y qué hizo él? La arregló.
Because the whole structure was damaged. And what did he do? Fixed it in a day. That's what she said.
En un día. No se llevó de los que saben.
He didn't take the advice of those that know. Baby, you'll be a lot cuter without these fucking Sharpie eyebrows you got going on over here. What's wrong with you?
Abrió y siguió trabajando como siempre, mi amor.
Not only siguió trabajando, not only did he just keep going on business as usual, he added shit to the roof. Like, what are we doing? Shout out Eddie Jimenez. My thoughts exactly. Did that security dude make it out? Looks like he dropped that laser pen and booked it out of there. I don't know, man. All I know is he was trying to get their attention. To me, he should have just took his job, put his job in his hands, walked up on stage and said, "John, this is funky right here. Let's go. This shit don't feel right. Not even a little bit." Either the insurance or the owner will need to go bankrupt paying everyone affected. Somebody got to go to jail. Straight to jail. All the way to jail. Shout out Raven Jefferson, hey bro and family, happy Friday. Check out the True Crime playlist. Salutes to you. Not only check out the True Crime playlist, but pretty soon it's going to be its own True Crime channel, all right? Salutes to Raven Jefferson on the check-in. I appreciate you. Is the woman from the DR or from East LA? She's from everywhere at the same time.
Hasta que pasó esta tragedia, pero yo espero que el país verifique esos datos y haga lo que tenga que hacer y no.
Oh, she calling the people. She telling the people to eat them. She said, I'm telling the people, listen, man, check and see if that shit's true and handle your business.
No se deje lavar la mano porque se
Don't let them wash their hands in this situation.
perdieron bastante vida.
Because a lot of life was lost.
No, nada más no fue la de Ruby Pérez.
Not just Ruby Perez's life. I mean, waiters, workers, dishwashers, bus boys, just so many people, man. Musicians, young ladies, young men, older men. It's so many people that was just there all having a good time.
Todas las que están ahí, mi amor.
Shakir Velez, I'm out of pocket. Fuck it. You lose your job, you lose your job. If you scared enough that you want to shine the light on them, hey, this shit looking shaky over here, Popeyes. If that's enough to do that, it's enough to go on stage, tap them on the shoulder and be like, bro, we got to get the fuck out of here. I think that, I think dude played himself.
Peloteros que dejaron familia, que dejaron, oye, de todo. A él le habían dicho que tenía que desbaratar la discoteca completamente y él lo que decidió fue arreglarla un poquito y ya.
That's it. He fixed it a little bit, went on about his business. Shout out Shannon, been checking out the True Crime playlist. Salutes to Shannon and Raven. I'm looking forward to getting the Ill Crimes channel up and running.
Y dicen los vecinos del lugar que ahí arriba le pusieron todo tipo de carga a ese.
Yeah, we heard all that, baby. Let me see this.
Vamos a ver si podemos. Diablo, que eso pesa mucho, esa vaina, vale.
God damn.
Vamos a ver si podemos.
Yeah, I can't show you that one.
Diablo, que eso pesa mucho, esa vaina, vale.
Can you imagine the hell that place became? Can you imagine? I don't want you to. Trigger warning to anybody that this ain't, this might be too much for you. Some people ain't built like that that this don't affect. But I could imagine the hell that became over there. The sounds. The sounds, the smells, think about it for all you people that have ever seen the Titanic movie where they like, oh, then it went silent. You hear all these people screaming, and little by little it goes silent. What the fuck was going on over here? Crazy. Heard they had them lights covered because water was already coming through the cracks of the roof. Well, from my understanding, the foam in the middle, that soak every time it rained. So imagine that. Concrete, foam, bigger slab of concrete, water. What the fuck are we talking about, bro? Salute shot, chat. Listening while cooking. Salutes to you. Buen provecho. Enjoy. Right? I'm sure it's being cooked with a little love. Yeah, the hell that shit became. Can't show you that one.
Todos los medios. No hay medio.
I don't know this guy right here, but he talking his shit. He's upset. And he talking about these people, these affluent people that run this place. See, yeah, crazy screams. Oh, the shit had to be bananas. But it gets worse, bro. We haven't even reached the stick, the poke, the stab of this shit yet.
En República Dominicana, radio, lo que sea que pueda enfrentar a esta gente. Por eso no van a hablar y no van a atacar. Vieron que las familias hablaron de una demanda colectiva y salieron todos los DJs de radio de República.
There you go.
Tienen todos los medios. No hay medio en República Dominicana, radio, lo que sea que
He said they have all the media.
Pueda enfrentar a esta gente.
There's no media that can come at these people.
Por eso no van a hablar y no van a atacar.
That's why they're not gonna talk. They're not gonna attack.
Vieron que las familias hablaron de una demanda
They
colectiva
said the families talked of a collective lawsuit.
y salieron todos los DJs de radio de
And
República
all the radio stations and news stations came out and said,
Dominicana a decirle, ay, ¿cómo hablan de demandas en medio
"Oh, how you guys talking about suing people in this time of tragedy
del dolor? Sí,
and pain?"
sí,
Yes.
en medio del dolor.
Yes. In the midst of pain.
Sí
Yes.
se tiene que hablar de
Yes. You got to talk about it
demandas porque estos hijos de puta tienen que pagar
because these sons of bitches have to pay
por lo que hicieron.
for what they
7
did.
toneladas.
Buddy mad, boy. Buddy not playing no games.
Que me está escribiendo, pero por favor, estoy en una situación difícil. Lo único que puedo pedirle ahora mismo es que oren por mí y que yo salga confiante de aquí.
The level of calm dude's talking with. He said, I found myself in a strange situation.
Tienen
Que me está escribiendo, pero por favor, estoy en una situación difícil. Lo único
I'm in a difficult situation.
que puedo pedirle ahora mismo
The only thing that I could ask
es que oren por mí y que yo
is that you pray for me,
salga confiante de aquí para
that I come out of here
poder seguir compartiendo con ustedes
and I get back to you,
y para poder servirle a mi Señor de ahora en adelante. Porque miren, por lo que yo estoy pasando y como yo estoy ahora mismo, Dios me está demostrando a mí que Él me
He said, God knows, I think he said God knows where I'm at and what I'm going through at the moment.
y que Él me quiere.
And he loves me.
Es verdad. Que me está escribiendo, pero por favor, estoy en una situación difícil. Lo único que puedo pedirle ahora mismo es que oren por mí y que yo salga confiante de aquí para poder seguir compartiendo con ustedes y para poder servirle a mi Señor de ahora en adelante. Porque miren, por lo que yo estoy pasando y como yo estoy ahora mismo, Dios me está demostrando a mí que Él me ama y que
Él vino y ahí
Espérate.
está difícil.
Espérate, viejo. Oye los gritos, hay una gente enterrada ahí, mira. Es lamentable, güey. Hay uno gritando ahí.
Aquí hay uno. Ahí. Entonces.
Ya, entre lamentable, mi gente. Hay un moreno ahí abajo ahí.
Moreno, no te desesperes, Moreno.
Oye, ¿cómo se escucha ese? Dale, sí. Hay uno enterrado, mi gente. Mira cómo se movió un pedazo de blog ahí. Se movió como por ahí que está enterrado ese.
Él va a salir, chingo, él va a salir. No está moviendo, solo está moviendo, va. Se lo pesa, muy bien.
Ya usted sabe.
Listen, that's the same place. That side fucking wall was about to come down too.
Mira cómo estamos
Ay, hablado.
muchos de los vehículos que están ahí o que estuvieron ahí fueron dejados con dos tipos de valet parking.
So most of the cars that were there at Jet Set Life Club were left there with two different kinds of parking.
El valet parking oficial de la discoteca Jet Set y el valet parking que el que ha ido a esa discoteca conoce que está del otro lado.
So there's the valet parking that's official Jet Set valet parking, and then there's valet parking that's down the way.
A los valet parkings entonces les dejan la llave.
So at the valet parkings, they leave the keys.
Yo tengo conocimiento de primera mano de una persona que salió con vida,
I have first-hand knowledge of somebody that came out alive,
que logró escapar del desastre
that got out of there and escaped,
y que tan pronto salió fue llevada al hospital.
and then he was taken directly to the hospital.
Poco después, cuando fue al parqueo a buscar su vehículo,
When
cuando
he went to go find his car,
todavía DGC no había movido los vehículos, su vehículo no estaba.
his car wasn't there.
¿Quién se lo había llevado?
Who took his car?
Luego de hacer varias investigaciones, dieron con un tal Alex que era parqueador ahí en el Jet Set, y esta persona extorsionó al dueño de ese vehículo para devolverle el vehículo. Y
That a worker from the Jet Set nightclub had took dude's car and then extorted him for his vehicle. You gotta understand, there was Lamborghinis in this lot.
tuvo que pagarle un dinero.
And dude had to pay dude some money. He leveraged him on his car.
Esto se hizo con la anuencia de la policía.
Horrible.
que inmediatamente empezó el rastreo y se dieron cuenta de que ciertamente varios de los vehículos que estaban ahí habían sido saqueados por parqueadores. Habían sido saqueados por parqueadores.
So he said the cops knew that a bunch of those cars were taken by car parkers.
Que tenían las llaves de los vehículos.
They had the keys to the cars.
Donde podían encontrarse prendas, donde podían
they could find jewelry,
encontrarse carteras, tarjetas de
credit cards. Oh no. We gonna get deeper. It gets ugly, Velez. It gets nasty. It makes me lose hope. It gets ugly, bro.
Crédito. Y este es el punto ciego de la investigación del cual todavía no se había hablado. Muchos de los vehículos.
We already Parasite Town, all right? Salutes. My gosh, que en paz descansa Ducon because he had accepted his fate. Crazy facts. He met that moment. There's always those parasites that be taking advantage of messed up situation like this. Papa, we ain't got nowhere yet. Right? We ain't got nowhere yet. La cosa está en
Vaya.
JP said, I don't feel right doing hood rat shit with my friends. How come?
But I wanted to do hood rat stuff with my friend.
Bruh, I'm grateful. We're here. We breathing. We're alive. We together. We honoring this whole situation. Again, you don't have to watch. You don't have to listen. But we honoring this situation in the sense of, let's get the rumors, the innuendos, the horse shit out the way. Let's get to what happened. What's popping? What went down? Oh, no. Oh, man, it's heartbreaking.
Ya le hicieron una. Para el muchacho que está ahí.
Boom, look at this pillar crumbling from the top. This is March 31st. Look at this. Cracks. The damage is done. The shit just been waiting to go. Shout out Raven. Salutes. I got mad body cams to edit too, to drop on there. Look at this shit. March 31st. Look at this shit. Look at the size of this room. All these things hanging from the ceiling. Shy, oh no, I meant like it's just a sad tragedy. It's heartbreaking. You know, I'm blessed and grateful to be here with y'all. Could have been anywhere in the world, but you're here with me. Salutes to you, bro. No, I'm just saying, like, this can be too heavy for some people. And I'd invite those people that, hey, I don't feel bad. I mean, I'm not mad at you. You could just, you could go, but it's rough, dog. It's rough. But again, I'm grateful that I'm able to be here with y'all, cause man, this shit right here, they was living it up. 1 second, it was gravy. They was getting their merengazo on. Higgins just put some caulk on that shit and lito. That's it, bro. They didn't even do that, dog. They just hoped you didn't look up.
Muchas gracias. Qué bien me siento con este público.
But that ain't got shit to do with it. It's even higher than that, the problem. But you already see it's crumbling from here. This whole shit's came down. But the problem is above that. It's that roof. And that roof is nasty work.
esa estructura en cualquier momento no tiene que temblar a tierra, va a ceder porque la carga es mayor. El concreto va combinado con acero, que son las batillas de media, 3/4, 3/8.
What the hell is what's that word he just said?
Esa estructura en cualquier momento no tiene que temblar a tierra, va a ceder.
He said the earth don't even gotta shake for that shit to go down.
Porque la carga es mayor. El concreto
because there's too much weight. He said the
va
concrete
combinado con
goes combinated with acero. What's acero? Somebody help me with that. What's the acero? Because again, when we're sifting through bullshit, I gotta know what they're saying so that I can see if somebody else defers on that. Some people saw the scene in Cumberland right before, just like whoever recorded the helicopter before it went down. Oh no, a lot of people saw it. There's different angles of people pointing. There's people who survived JP because some pieces of that shit hit them and they left and they walked out. Right? They're alive over that shit. Steel. All right, salutes Velez. He said it's steel. I know that one.
acero, que son las batillas de media, 3/4, 3/8, depende de lo que usted vaya a cargar encima. La losa se calcula, la losa tiene una medida de 120, de 20, depende el ancho de cada metro de construcción. Usted tiene que reforzar cada 3 metros, cada 6 metros, usted refuerza con una viga. Por ejemplo, esa discoteca que se dio, la estructura tenía que tener un problema no de filtración.
¿Por filtración tú no crees que haya sido, que se haya caído?
No, eso es carga, ahí había sobrecarga, eso estaba cargado.
Yeah, he said it was just too heavy, man. Too heavy and old and fucked up. Happy to be here with you, bro, and the Usual Suspect family this Friday in Vegas. Last Friday I spent at the what's that? At the Sands? What are we talking about? Or did you miss a word? Salutes to you, Raven. I'm happy to be here with you. Salutes. Velez, no tiene madre ese güey, el dueño, gerente, todo lo que hicieron, lo que no venía nada. Salutes.
Al máximo.
Look at that shit crumbling, dog. See, they was getting out of there. Now, I seen other video from the other side of the room, and I could see these young ladies leaving. The shit about to come. But look, they're looking up. She's looking up. Everybody looking up and around. What's happening? And here's the thing. Here's the thing with us as humans, right? Same way people are programmed to see people in suits and ties and just assume those people got some smarts, right? So they put their trust in these people and their intellect from their appearance. Man, you go to a club, you're expecting in the very least, that it's up to code. Of course, they're never going to leave us in here if they even imagine that this roof could ever collapse. You know? So we go and we comfortably and we think that they got their T's crossed and their I's dotted. When you realize that place is being held up with scotch tape and cardboard, and you sitting down there trusting them about it, and now you're in that rubble. Most of these people didn't make it, man. Crazy. Let's see. Not only last Friday spending at San Antonio Airport waiting for SoCal County to pick me up for my dad's funeral. No call, no show. Family ain't always blood. Ain't that a bitch? That's the facts, though. Salutes to you and condolences to you, Raven. I appreciate you. Condolences. Not only does it hit close to home because they Latinos and human beings, but so many buildings be going down in flames here in Chicago because they ain't up to code. And we are the most stringent fire code people in the world. Why? Because we are the city that burnt to the ground. We got rules over here, papas. We've had these tragedies. I've had friends that were on porch collapses and all kind of shit. But Chicago, they're very strict with the code. We burnt before. You think that him having high profile people, that he'd invest some money in the building to keep it top notch and running. Bruh. You got ballers in there and you fucking around. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy, man. But these people trusted their celebration, their love, their happiness. They trusted it. In the least, you're thinking the walls stay up, you know? 298 said, where was all this information before the tragedy happened? Now everyone knew the building was crumbling. Get the fuck out of here. All right, that makes sense. But were these things on TikTok already? These videos? Or is it a, damn, looking back now? You know? Looking back now, man, dude was sweeping up some shit from the roof. You know what I'm saying? Like, you saying that in all of these 3 days, now they just made up that shit? Is your tinfoil hat popping? Let me know. I'm sorry, excuse my incorrect spelling. I have to use the microphone due to me having a vision problem. So used to Raven, no worries. There's only 2 emergency exits. I would think so. Well, that's all I saw. Those 2, but emergency exits at this point, shit, blocked off. Blocked off. Shout out Young Jizzle. Yo, I made it. Salute to you, Jizzle. Appreciate you. Thank you for coming through. And they do in America. That's DR, though. As far as what? 298 codes and shit? Yeah, right? You'd expect that. Oh, it's DR. This fool had bread, bro. He cut corners and... You know? Shout out Young Jizzle. Yeah, they fucked up.
Tenemos el concreto encima. Yo ando con eso. Frente a la tarima. Estamos frente a la tarima.
That's supposedly that's Ruby Perez, the man that was there performing that night.
Concreto encima. Y lo estamos oficiando. Carolina está conmigo, pero no. Tenemos el concreto encima. Yo ando con eso.
He said we have concrete on top of him. I'm with Nelson. In front of the stage. We got concrete on top of us. We're suffocating. I think he said his daughter was with him, but she's not responding. He don't know. And Nelson's here. He said call 911 to come and get us out of here. In front of the stage. Okay, shout out Velez. He said that ain't him. I heard an interview with his rep said that wasn't him. There we go. Beautiful. Well, I believe you, Velez. Salutes. I think it's that. Shit happened and it all makes sense on why there was dust coming from the ceiling. Yeah, man. We're going to get to a video where a performer literally says it out of his mouth. Them emergency exits with all them people remind me of Unfortunate Stampede that also have gone down. E2, Chicago. Exactly. Unfortunately, all these lives were lost and people will live with this trauma due to his shortfall as a businessman. Oh, shit.
Los Grullón, los hijos de Eduardo Estrella.
All right, this guy is upset. This is days after. This is the day, I believe the day that they laid Ruby Perez to rest. Now remember, it all happened. They had a lot of people to rescue. They got Ruby Perez out of there alive. He passed away in the hospital. They got him out. They had already had his funeral this day, or his wake. And this guy is saying, these people have already laid him to rest and we cannot claim our bodies. We cannot claim our family members. And he's pissed off. He's talking fast. He's Dominican. And I'm shy ill. I'm going to try my best to break down what he says.
Los Grullón, los hijos de Eduardo Estrella, los hijos del diablo, ya
He said the son of I guess he's talking about the famous people that were in there, right?
ya esos sí están enterrados. Ya Rubí Perez están velando.
He said those people are already buried. Ruby Perez, they have already seen him. They're already having the wake, doing the velorio or whatever.
Ayer, pero los hijos de los pendejos, los hermanos.
He said, but the sons of the pendejos,
como hermano mío,
the brothers like me, like my brother,
esposa, que ya están identificados,
that are already identified.
Todavía lo que hacen es, no lo tienen para revisarlo, lo quitan y ponen otro. Porque de eso se trata aquí. Sea amigo de fulano, sea amigo del presidente, sea amigo de este, sea amigo del otro.
He said friends of the president, friends of this one, friends of that one. He said they have already identified my brother, but they ain't giving him up. He feels like they're picking and choosing.
Pero mi primo, que está aquí desde el martes en la madrugada. El martes fue...
He said my family been here since Tuesday in the morning.
Fue de los primeros que vino aquí.
They were some of the first that were here.
Todavía no me lo han entregado a mí. A mí todavía...
And they've already buried Ruby.
Estamos aquí nosotros, los hermanos y la familia esperando.
My family waiting since Tuesday.
Y nos dicen que todavía ni siquiera está la autopsia.
And they say they still have to do the autopsy.
Eso nos dicen a nosotros.
That's what they tell us.
Viene Ruby Pérez, que lo encontraron ayer. Ya Ruby Pérez lo están velando. Ya el hijo
he said Ruby Perez, they're already at his wake.
La estrella, ya el estrella lo tiene.
The other famous people, they have already been identified and turned over.
Y lo está velando, ¿no? Nosotros no tenemos derecho. Toda esa gente no tiene
we don't have no rights.
Derecho todavía. ¿Eh?
He said those people in there don't have rights.
Ahí es como perros que lo dieron.
It's like dogs.
Como perros, ahí el olor. Yo he entrado ahí. Y el olor,
he said I went in there. He said the smell.
El olor que sale de ahí. Ella de gente podrida. ¿Qué me van a
decir? The people are decomposing.
Entrega a mí. ¿Qué yo voy a velar?
What is going to be left for me? What am I going to be able to see? What am I going to be able to bury?
¿Cuándo me lo quieren entregar?
When do you want to give them to me?
Yo vengo de España.
I came from Spain.
Desde que supe la noticia, yo vengo de España. Ayer.
Since I got the news, I got here last night.
Noche. Mi familia está aquí.
My family's here.
Y todavía no sabemos qué condición está él.
And we still don't know what condition he's in.
Los grullón, los hijos de...
All right. Rich people or people in power are always cutting corners to fatten their pockets, and the poor people seem to always get it the worst. The one thing with death is it doesn't discriminate. That's a fact. Again, we're all just bent over, and we are, holding up the tabletop for everybody else. Tunane said, rightfully so. I'll be hot too. Me too. They're in a stepped-on ass situation.
La gente en este tiempo ya no tiene piedad. No solo...
All right. They don't got empathy. People in this time don't have empathy. This is where it's getting crazy.
Solamente fallecieron más de 200 personas.
Not only did more than 200 people pass away.
En la discoteca llamada Yeset, entre ellos el artista dominicano Ruby Pérez.
Amongst them, Dominican artist Ruby Pérez.
Sino que ahora los ladrones están
the thieves
usando las tarjetas
are using the credit cards
de débitos y de créditos
and the debit cards
de los fallecidos
of the people who have passed away.
Como
my first thought, and he gets to it. My first thought was, well, who's in there? Rescuers. People that are there to help.
¿Cómo es eso, mi gente?
How?
O sea, en República Dominicana, los ladrones y la corrupción no se va a acabar.
He said in the Dominican Republic, the thieves and the corruption is not going to end.
Pero mi pregunta es otra.
But my question is another.
¿Cómo es que los ladrones están usando las tarjetas de créditos de los fallecidos?
How are the thieves using the credit cards of the people who are unalived?
Si las únicas personas que tienen el permiso de entrar allá adentro,
if the only people that are allowed and have permission to be in there are people that are rescuing people.
Son los rescatistas y los policías.
And the police.
A menos que no estén revisando a la gente y vayan donde el forense. La gente en este tiempo ya no tiene piedad. No solamente...
Right? So boom. That story gets deeper. Okay? And more sinister.
Esta denuncia es muy grave, así que atención autoridades.
Mi rey, yo estaba ahí, loco. Yo estaba ahí desde la 1 de la noche, 12:45, 1 de...
Everybody is going to be like, hey, I was there, dog. I did this, that. I saw this. Let's see. No shame. No, it gets worse. It gets worse.
De que pasó todo. Llegué a socorrer un pana mío y lo estaba ayudando, sacamos a la mujer de él, sacamos un pana. ¿Tú me
He
entiendes?
said he went over there to help. Okay.
¿Entiendes? Están los videos que el pana lo subió en Instagram.
I'm always going to question the person that jumps on the phone and jumps on the camera after helping. I mean, something.
Estaban entre una viga. Él se salvó, él estaba vivo por la viga, que él estaba así como una cuevita. Sacamos a la mujer, a él se le partió el fémur. Y de que nosotros entramos, habían pilas de gente voceando. ¡Guay, ayuda! Ofreciendo dinero porque lo ayuda.
He said there were people screaming, help me. There were people offering money to be helped.
Dando prenda.
He said that the person that he went there, one of the people he got out was survived simply because he was just in a little cubby hole, like we saw the other guy that threw up the peace sign. He said there were people screaming for help and people offering money for help.
Ahí los policías lo que estaban robando ahí.
He said the police were in there stealing.
Robando, loco. Quitándole toda la pertenencia a la gente, cartel.
Taking everything from everybody, purses. This is just some guy on the radio saying this shit. Purses, chains, credit cards.
Todo el mundo. Y en vez de socorrer a la gente. Ahí había más de 900 gente, loco. Lo que están
So there was over 900 people in there.
publicando en las redes son cosas falsas. La gente que han sacado viva son pocas. A veces las sacan en camilla, que están vivos, y ya se le van los signos vitales, loco.
He said the people that are coming out, it's less people coming out. It's some of the people that are coming out that they're saying are alive are people that just don't make it from there to the ambulance, basically. He said there's more people unalive than they're letting on. But this guy could just be anybody. Right? But we keep hearing about these credit cards, and we're going to keep hearing about these credit cards. Let's get it.
Eran 900 y pico, o 900 y pico de gente. Ponte a ver los videos de la gente que grabó antes, para que tú veas cómo estaba eso repleto de gente. Esa gente, la mayoría de gente estaban ahí, todas están abajo, en el primer nivel, abajo.
So everybody's under there on the first level.
La tarima estaba más alta.
He said the stage was higher.
Ruby Pérez fue anoche que lo encontraron a 1 y pico de la mañana, lo sacaron.
He said they found Ruby last night, 1 o'clock in the morning, after 1 o'clock in the morning.
¿Me entiendes? Disfrazando la cosa. Aquí disfrazan todo, loco. Mira con lo mismo del COVID. Papi, llévate de mí. Ahí llegó el subdirector y de que vio toda esa policía. Dijo, no quiero policía acá adentro. Yo lo iba a grabar.
Esta denuncia es muy grave, así que atención autoridades.
Mi rey.
Hubo personas que se percataron, hasta el mismo Ruby Pérez, si tú miras las imágenes que andan en el internet, están como sospechosos de que algo está pasando.
Said if you watch the videos that happened in the club, it's like everybody was suspicious of what was going on and looking up and shit. Shout out Young Jizzle, he said, loco, dude's crazy. There's a special place in hell for people who desecrate and rob the dead. Mono con los ojos tapados.
Mono con los ojos tapados.
Facts.
En el Rufo, pero Ruby Pérez sigue tocando.
But Ruby Pérez kept playing.
Otro dato importante que le quiero decir que
Another important thing I want to tell you.
Ruby Pérez permaneció en los escombros hasta temprano hoy en día y lo descubrieron cantando.
Yeah, that he was stuck under there and that they found him because he was singing so that they could find him.
Que él seguía cantando para que llegaran donde él.
I mean, cool story.
Y las autoridades supieran que él estaba vivo. Hay videos también en las redes sociales.
Right, so we know that there might have been some picking and choosing going on because if he was singing for them to go get him, how many people didn't get stepped over to get to him?
De personas dando testimonio.
Again, that ain't no fault of his own.
que lograron salir a tiempo, porque algunos pensaron que era una pelea, pero otros sí se percataron de que venía una gran tragedia. Hubo personas que se percataron.
What's the BS? Also, feel me? I think his rep said that was a lie too. What was a lie? The singing shit? Velez? Because if it's the singing shit, even his daughter said it. If it's the singing shit, all these news, reputable, quote-unquote news channels ran with that shit.
Hasta el mismo Ruby Pérez, si tú miras las imágenes que andan.
La crueldad de la vida. Se desploma el techo donde tanto la gente, pero los romos no.
Look at that. The bar stood standing. Yeah, him singing. His rep said that too. I need to go look for that video of his rep. I want to hear the real. Salutes. And I'm glad that the rep is not just running with shit. Okay? Miss me with the cool story, bro. The bar is still standing, dog.
Los romos están intactos. Los romos están intactos. No, a donde había gente se cae la plataforma. Donde había gente. Donde están los romos, no. Wow, Dios mío.
Now, there was a young lady that was standing next to the stage near the wall back here that you would have thought she got crushed. She made it out. There was a video of her coming out of the building. So again, under these walls over here where this bar is and these cuts in the corner, like if the walls would have came down, it would have been even worse. If the ceiling would have came down, boom, and then the walls, everybody else that made it wouldn't have made it. I don't know how you made it out of this anyway. There was a young lady that made it out because she was in the bathroom. But this guy's just showing you the bar survived.
Se desplomó un techo que no se trata de un plato. Tenía vigas enormes.
See, I don't know those words and what he was trying to say. He said a roof collapsed that you wouldn't even use as a plate? Is that what he meant by that?
Y un piso se desplomó un techo que no se trata de un plato.
Que no se trata de un plato.
Tenía vigas enormes y un piso y un plato que en vez de echarle fino le
Vigas like a big beam, so he had giant beams.
Ponían otro concreto encima. La Suprema Corte de Justicia dice, se desplomó un techo que no se trata de un plato, tenía vigas enormes y un piso y un plato que en vez de echarle fino le ponían otro concreto encima.
So instead of doing, I don't know, he said instead of putting fino, I don't know what that is, they put more concrete on top, which made it even heavier.
La Suprema Corte de Justicia dice que la responsabilidad establece en el artículo 1386 que el Código Civil no requiere la prueba de la culpa del propietario, quien solo puede liberarse probando una causa extraña.
That the government states that the owner can only, get away from responsibility by claiming some kind of strange circumstance.
Ese artículo no exige prueba de culpa del propietario y basta
That article does not take away responsibility from the owner.
a comprobar que el daño se produjo por la ruina del edificio y que esta fue causada por un vicio
That it's on him to prove that it wasn't the building's mismanagement that didn't make it happen.
de construcción o falta de mantenimiento.
Or the fault or the lack of maintaining it. Fino's like a stucco plaster. So they was patching that shit up, man. Yeah, like JP said, it's a special place in hell.
Mono con los ojos tapados.
For those monos with the ojos tapados, because, damn. Cement cheaper but heavier. Man. When you see it, that shit is like that thick. Some still thicker than that. That's just the way it look on camera, I guess. Slow-mo. Wow. like the truth. The daughter said that he was singing, but the brother came out saying that didn't happen. Salutes to the brother. Yo, the sister, the daughter that was with him, you could tell she's the performer. She wanted to. There's a point where she's telling them that he told her that her and her husband should have a group or some shit, and that she's gonna do it. Like, listen, man, just at this point, stop talking, young lady.
Él estaba viendo un ingeniero en un...
There it is. Look at this shit. So supposedly this is concrete, and this is some kind of fucking foam. Supposedly. Again, we go through shit and we find bullshit all the time. So salutes to Velez on a fact-finding mission, letting me know the truth. My great-grandpa and father are carpenters by trade. Construction lingo, salutes.
Programa de Puerto Rico, se llama Jugando Pelota Dura, y estaban hablando específicamente del tipo de techo que tenía el Jet Set. El Jet Set no era originalmente una discoteca, eso se construyó para que fuera un cine.
The Jet Set Nightclub wasn't originally a nightclub, it was a theater.
Eso fue un cine en un momento dado. Y entonces, obviamente, la construcción del techo son techos livianos, como lo hacen también en muchos lugares, ¿verdad? Hacen techos livianos. Sí. Este techo consistía de unas capas de cemento arriba y abajo, pero en el medio eso tenía como un foam.
He said that this roof had concrete on the top and bottom, but in the middle it had some kind of foam.
Era como muchas capas de foam. Sí. ¿Qué pasa? Que al agrietarse por pasar de los años, agrietarse ese techo, ese foam comenzó a coger agua, se esponja.
He said after years that foam ended up catching water like a sponge, soaking it up.
Se esponja hasta que termina explotando.
Y coge un peso terrible, porque es una esponja.
Terrible, se llama.
He said it gets mad heavy.
Creo que es techo tipo sand.
If this is legit, we don't know what the fuck he's talking about. That does not belong on a rooftop. I don't doubt it. Makes sense that they were trying to make it like soundproof. Possible. That shit wasn't it. And they were getting complaints, sound complaints, and the people were saying because of their connections, they weren't. Their complaints weren't taken seriously. Or insulation. Sound insulation. Quite possible. The foam part don't make sense. Maybe it's not real. Maybe that's concrete too. Maybe they just took the damaged concrete and poured more concrete on top. Whatever they did, they made that shit too heavy and that shit fell. Maybe this guy's talking out of his, foam.
Sandwich se llama, básicamente el concepto
sandwich concept
de la construcción. Y eso era un foam, entonces pero ese foam pesaba un montón, estaba mojado.
That foam was wet and it was heavy.
El techo era de sándwiches.
It was de sándwiches. Fuck is wrong with this guy?
Vamos a verlo. Vamos a ver la foto que precisamente tuvimos una invitada. ¿Qué es eso, Pepe?
Eso es que tiene unas capas de aluminio arriba, una abajo.
Como foam.
Pero en el centro tiene unas capas de foam, de relleno liviano.
So the top has got an aluminum, which is this bullshit. And it got concrete, foam, and concrete.
¿Qué sucede? Por lo que sale en la prensa, había habido reparaciones de filtraciones recientemente en el área, pues inclusive una persona habló que la había estado reparando allí, y eso se acumula el agua. Una cosa es el foam, que pesa 1 o 2 libras por pie cuadrado. Si ese espesor que vimos en la foto,
He said that shit gets much heavier when it's soaked with water.
que tenía más de un pie, se llena de agua, ahora de momento pesa 60 libras por pie cuadrado. Y obviamente, como muy bien dijo una persona ahí, la vibración tremenda que había ahí.
Eso es lo que yo quería saber. Exacto. Podía tener un efecto la vibración del sonido de la música.
Si tengo una estructura vieja de 50 años, tiene fatiga ya, porque lleva ahí en esa...
Cualquier cosa lo puede...
Y entonces, pues, con el sobrepeso, también dicen hace recientemente instalaron unas nuevas máquinas de aire acondicionado en el techo, y si uno ve la foto aérea de día, ve un gran cajón en el mismo medio tirado encima de los escombros del techo, ¿verdad? Y eso estaba trepado allá arriba.
Y había hay una vecina.
Él estaba viendo un ingeniero en un
Ya el señor Rubí Pérez está haciendo...
The same guy telling the same story, saying, hey man, they've already seen Ruby Perez. He's trying to get his point across. He's talking out of his fundi. Coño, man. I don't see how he could have been singing when someone said they were suffocating. I believe that was the word. I can't remember the exact word, which makes sense. Lack of oxygen. Well, here's the thing. Now we're thinking that person that said they were suffocating, that person was pretending to be Ruby Perez. But the singing story, somebody always put some fucking, he walked on water. I saw him walk on water before, or when it was all over or whatever. Que no joda al hijo de puta. Le hicieron un Mickey Mouse.
El hijo de Eduardo Estrella, los grullos.
Vemos que su hija Zulinka Pérez estaba ahí, ella y su esposo logran salir. ¿En qué momento te encuentras tú con ellas? El saxofonista también que durante años participó. De todas estas presentaciones de Ruby Pérez fallece. ¿Cuándo te unes tú con ellos y cuándo les confirman que ya habían sacado?
A lo primero que pude, sí, a lo primero.
Okay, so this is the manager of Ruby Pérez responding to if he sang or if he saved his daughter's life. Okay, this is the manager. This is the interview I guess I gotta find.
Lo que pude lograr ver fue a unos 2 o 3 músicos. Luego la vi a ella estaba llena de polvo, yo pensé que estaba herida, pero gracias a Dios no. Su esposo sí, que es cantante también.
He said his daughter, I thought she was hurt because she was covered in dust, but she was okay. Her husband had a broken leg.
El grupo sí lo tenían sentado porque sufrió muchos golpes, le cayeron muchos desechos encima, le fracturaron una pierna, la espalda, con muchos hematomas. Ella dice, porque yo no lo vi, nadie lo vio, todo el mundo estaba luchando por su vida en ese momento, que él la protegió, lo cual no lo dudo porque...
He said she was the one who said he protected her, but I don't doubt it. But she was the one that saw it, there was so much chaos.
Ellos son muy unidos.
They're very tight.
Y esa parte, ahí entonces empezamos a preguntar por Ruby, ¿dónde está?
And they started asking around for Ruby.
Un técnico de sonido es que me dice que Ruby saltó hacia adelante de la tarima, que él vio como todos los músicos echaron hacia atrás, y ahí fue donde la pared también le cae encima al profesor.
He said everybody in the band went back, but that Ruby went forward.
Luis Emilio Solís, que
y'all tell me if I'm missing anything I was wrong.
Falleció, un saxofonista nuestro.
So the saxophonist passed away.
Que su hija Zulinka.
Que la pista. ¿Cómo pudieron salir tan rápido? Pudimos salir tan rápido porque mi mamá se molestó porque ya le hubiese caído otra piedra al señor que andaba con nosotros.
So the man that this young lady and her mother was with, they left because little rocks kept falling on dude's jacket. It's just some in the book. Salutes.
Y ella dijo, vámonos. Ella dijo, vámonos.
¿En qué momento entonces cuando se derrumbó completamente?
And she said, let's go.
Ay, Dios mío. Yo estaba en el baño haciéndome una foto.
She said, I was in the bathroom taking selfies when it went down. That saved her life. Those selfies saved her life. That and the fact that her mother was like, let's go.
Cuando pasó todo eso, cuando yo y el boom se apagó todo. Entonces el boom como que la brisa cerró la puerta.
She said when she heard the shit fall, she said that the air pressure, which of course is going to change, she said that shit slammed at the bathroom door.
Y esa puerta se trayó y sonó ese boom.
Afirma que ella y 3 personas más se salvaron de milagro. Con ella,
She said her and 3 people got out luckily.
sus hermanos y madre, quien fue que dio la voz de alerta para que salieran del lugar, al ver una presunta piedra que cayó en su brazo.
No colapsó. Ahí Ruby Pérez cantó otro merengue y mi mamá bailó. Ahí yo me fui para el baño. Cuando yo me fui para el baño fue que colapsó.
También explica que la presentación del artista duró más tiempo de lo pensado para iniciar y empezaron a notar situaciones extrañas dentro del lugar.
Mi mami lo notó porque si no pueden comparar la edad de mi mami conmigo viniendo aquí.
51 años y él se llama Johnny Humberto García, esperando y confiando en el...
Que la pista.
¿Cómo pudieron salir?
Uy, que estaba ahí.
So this guy is supposedly was there, and he's telling the story of what was happening in there, right?
todo el que estaba ahí lo que quería salir. Había gente que ofrecían.
So there was people offering money.
Le ofrecían a la gente para que lo sacaran.
Offering people to help them to take them out.
Y los policías lo que estaban era metiendo mano, tratando de llevarse lo poco que podían encontrar.
And what the police was doing was taking the bits that they could get.
Estaba en el jet, sí. Estaba ahí, lamentablemente mucha gente.
Unfortunately, a lot of people were unalived.
La gente ya no está para contarlo, como yo que lo estoy contando, pues yo.
He looked like he just got mopped up.
Yo, vamos a decir que soy un afortunado. Unos golpes ahí. Todo el que estaba ahí lo que quería.
A todo el que me está llamando y el que me está escribiendo, pero por favor, estoy en una situación difícil. Lo único que puedo pedirle ahora mismo.
We heard this. Remember, this guy survived. I believe this guy passed away. I believe the voice you're hearing is this guy here.
Que oren por mí y que yo salga con bien de aquí para poder seguir compartiendo con ustedes y para poder servirle a mi Señor de ahora en adelante, porque miren, por lo que yo estoy pasando y como yo estoy ahora mismo.
Declaré al ver con mis ojos dónde estaba el artista Ruby Pérez, lo encontré.
This is the guy that claims to have rescued Ruby Perez. This is also the guy that was not allowed into the funeral. Es penoso que los youtubers informen mejor que los medios conocidos de este país. It's unfortunate that the YouTubers give out better information than the media.
Debajo de una bocina, me di cuenta que era él por la fébula
He said, I realized that it was Ruby Perez.
en el pie. Sí. Entonces ahí logramos, con la grúa, con esa grúa que está ahí esa grande, tratamos de levantar el encombro que tenía arriba, la columna, y ahí pudimos sacar.
We tried to get the column off of him.
Ahí nos dimos cuenta que era específicamente él. Entonces aquí lo traímos a...
And we realized it was him.
El cuerpo de aquí de así, para que ellos determinen lo que iban a hacer. Wow. ¿Cómo? Declaré al ver...
Why are you on camera right now?
Que si fuera Ruby Pérez, lo encontraron 24 horas después y ya lo
He said Ruby Perez, they found him 24 hours later.
están velando.
And now they're already seeing him.
Y mi hermano, que fue el tercero que encontraron, todavía
And my brother, who was the third one that was found,
está ahí.
is still there.
¿Cuáles han sido los protocolos de aquí que han estado implementando para la entrega de los cadáveres?
Cuando llegamos ayer, era primero ubicar el cadáver para reconocerlo.
When we got here yesterday, it was for us to find the body and identify him.
No ubicaban el cadáver, aparte de que tenían un número, porque parece
They couldn't find the body.
que tienen un descontrol ahí adentro.
It was something about a wrong number, and they got some kind of chaos going on in there.
Le enseñaron a mi hermano una foto, pero por
They showed my brother a picture
computadora de cuando lo
through the computer
rescataron y pudimos
from when they rescued him, and we were able to ID him.
percatar que ese es mi hermano. Comenzaron que hay que hacer un proceso de reconocer el cuerpo, de hacer una
And they said, all right, we got to go through a process where we got to ID the body and this, that,
autopsia para después proceder
and then do an autopsy,
a entregárnoslo.
and then turn them over to you.
Pero nos pasamos el día entero ayer,
But we were here all day yesterday.
ya la hora que es hoy, y todavía
Look what time it is today.
no nos responden nada.
And they're not responding to us at all.
Cuando vamos a hacerle preguntas de cómo está todo, nos
When we go to ask them about what's going on,
hacen preguntas a nosotros, perdón, de cosas que nosotros queremos
they ask us questions
saber. Y
about
estamos
things
desesperados porque yo
that we
quiero
should
que
have known. We're desperate.
mi mamá vea el cadáver de su hijo por última vez. Y
I want my mother to see her son's body one more time.
si se decompone el cadáver, no vamos a poder trasladarlo.
And if it decomposes, then we're not going to be able to do that.
Entonces no tienen ni siquiera piedad. Eso ya a ti te da el olor que está llegando aquí afuera.
She said, you guys are seeing the spells that are happening. ¿Qué quiere decir piedad?
El olor. Y lo que están dejando que esos muertos se descompongan y no comiencen a hacer el proceso
They're just letting these bodies decompose
de entrega.
instead of turning them over.
Mis inquietudes, ¿verdad? Ustedes están conscientes aquí. Ahí hay un mal olor desde ayer que
He said, I'm restless because y'all are sitting here. There's a smell from over there
no hay quien lo aguante. Y
that nobody can hold on, that nobody can deal with.
Eso no salió en ninguna televisor nacional ni internacional.
And none of y'all said that shit on TV.
Ahí hay un cuerpo, desde al otro día, a las 11 de la mañana identificado, con todos los papeles.
He said there's a body there that's identified with all of the things that it needs to be turned over, and it's still sitting there.
Hecho para que lo entregue y no lo han entregado.
And they haven't turned them over. Mercy, Piedad. Okay. Thank you.
Hay varios cuerpos desde ayer, familiares de nosotros.
There's a bunch of bodies there, family of ours,
que están identificados y no,
that are ID'd,
no los han entregado.
And they haven't turned them over.
Pero entonces otros que los cogieron antes que el de nosotros, ya lo están hasta velando.
He's saying, and then there's people that they found, even after our people, that they've already had their funerals.
¿Por qué?
Why?
3 tenemos.
She said, how many family members you got? He said 3.
Los 3.
Who you looking for? The 3.
Desde 2 días esperando.
2 days waiting.
2 días esperando por un cadáver que todo el mundo sabe dónde murió y de qué murió.
For a body that everybody knows where it passed away and why it passed away.
¿Qué autopsia de qué? ¿De qué murieron?
Autopsy de qué? What did they pass from?
Díganme ustedes, que estudiaron y son inteligentes.
Tell me, people that studied and are smart, what are we waiting around for autopsies for if we know what happened? Insurance, business, all that bullshit, right?
Fue un carro y lo chocó allá adentro.
So was it a car that ran them in there?
En el medio del caos y el sufrimiento, agregándole la angustia, el cansancio mental y el fuerte mal olor que arropa
people suffering through the smell.
Los alrededores del instituto, familiares solicitan que les entreguen los cuerpos y así.
Que si fuera Ruby Pérez, lo encontraron.
That's it, these people just want their loved ones already. I don't know where this video is. We're talking about the internet here. But supposedly this is them going through credit cards and shit. I don't know where this video is from. I know there's money that they just picked up off the floor. But guess what? I wouldn't doubt it. They're saying that there's bodies that were in there, and family members are saying there was bodies that were in there that had Rolexes when they walked in and didn't have Rolexes when they walked out. Now, this is the young lady right here this guy's talking about. This is close to the wall where the stage is. A bit behind, a body's width behind where Ruby's performing.
Señores, saludos. Miren, fíjense el estar bien ubicado. Ella está pegada en la pared a la mano izquierda de Rudy. Y está con una amiga ahí. Esa joven del vestido blanco, esa señora con vestido blanco con raya negra, miren que se está pusiendo la mano en el vestido, miren. Se está acomodando. Esa. Miren. Ustedes van a ver por qué el estar en el lugar indicado. Miren la pared ahí. La Rudy allá. Miren ahí a la joven. Chequen. Yo hice este video viendo varios riel. Entonces cuando quité este riel, cuando quité lo cambié, al lado, pam, vi este y miren. Detrás del señor de la franela, miren.
Boom, there she is. She made it out.
La joven.
She got a shoe hanging off.
Joven, miren ahí. Se salvó. Gracias a Dios. Mírenla ahí, mírenla ahí.
She's different after this and lucky.
Caí de espaldas. Perdí el conocimiento. Cuando el conocimiento me vuelve, bueno, empiezo a sentir todo este dolor. Estaba rodeada de 3 personas.
She said I was out. I woke up, felt this pain.
Para poder tomar aire me apoyé de algo que pensé que era un ducto de aire que había caído, tratando de caer en cuenta, ¿no? De lo
Should I feel like I was under like an air duct?
Que pasaba.
I didn't know what happened. Then I realized
me di cuenta que me estaba apoyando en un cadáver.
that I was supporting myself on a body.
Y había una señora al lado mío que es la
There was a lady
desesperación.
next to me.
Se me murió no sé, de la impresión, pero se murió de frente.
She passed away in front of me.
A mí murió otra persona. Había una amiga que por un hoyo me estaba ayudando.
There was a friend that was helping me through a hole.
Nos ayudábamos, ¿no?, mutuamente a darnos ánimo.
We tried to help each other and give each other motivation.
Y luego de eso, bueno, mi cuerpo completamente dolorido de la cintura para abajo.
My body was all pain from the waist down.
Un momento pensé que, bueno, pero
for a moment I thought, and then she stopped talking. But
lo cierto es que los bomberos llegaron y al sacarme,
the firemen showed up and they took me out of there. Estoy aquí en la clínica.
Estoy aquí en la clínica. Tengo una.
All right, well, let us know if you got robbed, because y'all are the ones that could add credence to that.
Fractura en el omóplato, otra en la
fracture.
Rodilla, no siento las piernas.
Her knees torn up, she can't feel her feet.
Aún, pero entiendo que las voy a sentir pronto.
She's like, but I'm hopeful and I know that I'm going to feel them soon. I have lacerations throughout my body.
Bueno, tengo laceraciones por todo el cuerpo, en la cabeza tengo múltiples cortadas.
I have cuts on my head.
Y bueno, el rostro lo tengo con hematomas. Yo le
And I got hematomas on my face. I sent my mother a video of
a mi mamá un video del ambiente. Y se ve en el video que vi ahora que los mesoneros estaban viendo para arriba, como que ellos sabían que algo pasaba.
She said now that you look at the video, you can see that people were looking up, wondering what was happening with the rooftop.
Estaba en el techo. Pero en el momento yo no era algo de lo que estaba.
But in the moment, you know, I wasn't paying attention to that.
No estaba percatándome de ello. Luego de eso cae otro pedazo de techo grande como de un bizcocho en el piso. Yo me pongo.
She said another piece fell. She said it was like cake falling on the floor. She said I put my she grabbed her purse to get out of there.
Espaldas, tomó mi cartera para irme. Y en ese momento veo la cara de mi amiga.
And then at that moment I saw my friend's face.
De impresión y sale corriendo.
The impression on her face. I started running.
Y la gente de los gritos, ¡ah! Y cae todo y bueno, allí.
And everything fell. And from there I lost consciousness.
Ya perdí la conciencia y desperté ya en el hoyo y bueno, mi amiga.
And I woke up in the hole and my girlfriend
estaba de frente y ella falleció.
And she passed away.
Otra venezolana.
Another Venezuelan girl.
Caí de espaldas. Perdí el conocimiento.
Crazy.
Mira, cariño, de la general, la que está libre es esta.
I guess this is a dude selling people their VIP spots, so he's using like the camera to show people what the fuck you got going on. Hit the like button if you have yet to do so, y'all. We're gonna
José Contreras.
Slick. I'm hoping Eddie Jimenez and I'm hoping Young Jizzle's still in the house because y'all got to see this. This guy said not this one exactly. I'm about to get to it. This guy said his daughter saved him.
Usted me cuenta que estaba en el jet set en el momento que ocurrió todo. Cuéntenos.
Yo vi todo en el inicio, vi que cuando cayó una poquita de agua en el centro de la pista, luego cayó una arenita, ahí fue que le llegó la hija.
He said he noticed little water falling and a little sand type plastic dust.
Mía, tienen que tirarte al piso urgente, tírate. Y yo me tiré, porque como estábamos pegados a la tarima.
His daughter told him to get his ass on the floor quickly and he did.
La tarima nos protegió cuando cayó la columna.
She said the stage saved us when the columns fell.
Y por eso estoy vivo. Mi hija
And that's why I'm alive.
Tiene un golpe en la cabeza.
My daughter has an injury on her head that they're going to operate.
Operadora, ya está estable. Yo ya me hicieron placa y todo eso.
Me, they already x-rayed.
Yo estoy muy estable. Ya.
I'm good.
Nos estamos esperando ahora que le hagan la operación a la niña.
I'm going to wait till they do my daughter's operation.
Y gracias a Dios nosotros estamos vivos por un milagro.
Thank God we're alive from a miracle.
Realmente. Pero ha pasado algo muy grande aquí en Santo Domingo. En esa
But here in Santo Domingo, something huge has happened.
Discoteca, realmente.
In that nightclub.
Yo que soy un cliente de los lunes, tengo 22 años visitando la discoteca, eso no es un secreto.
I've been going there for many years on Mondays.
Para nadie, todo el mundo sabe que yo siempre estoy ahí, yo sé que tengo el teléfono explotado.
Everybody knows that I'm always there.
Y nada, algo grande está pasando realmente en la discoteca. Hay muerte, mucho herido. José Contreras.
Usted me cuenta que estaba en el jet.
Señores, ayer todo el mundo le dio seguimiento al tema de una madre que conversaba con su hija por teléfono, que la llamaba a ella y que llamaba a su esposo y le decía que estaba con vida y que sentía cuando se movían los escombros.
Okay, so there was she said we're talking about a story of a mother who was getting phone calls from her daughter. The daughter was calling the mother and calling the husband. And she was alive.
Y todos mantuvimos la esperanza el día completo.
Everybody kept the hopes up that day.
De que iba a aparecer con vida porque ella ya
That she was going to show up alive because she was making phone calls.
llamó a sus familiares. Me encuentro con su esposo, Edwin, ¿tu apellido Edwin? Parra.
And now I'm here with her husband. I saw a video of her husband finding out about her heartbreaking shit.
Edwin, cuéntanos el proceso, a qué hora de la noche la encuentra, y qué fue lo que pasó.
Ya alrededor de las 10 de la noche nos informan que ya estaban trabajando el pedazo que...
At 10 o'clock at night they let us know that they were working on that piece where she was at.
Que donde ella estaba, donde estaba bloqueada. Y pues entonces ahí identificamos que estaban sin vida.
And that they found that she was unalived.
Me imaginaba que eso venía por el hecho de que el tiempo que duró ahí.
He said, I imagine that news would come because of the time that she was there.
Estaba con oxígeno, ella diciendo con los escombros que le habían partido la cabeza.
Lack of oxygen. She had said that she had her head busted.
Todo desde anoche ha sido un proceso muy tedioso.
It's been a terrible situation since last night.
Y sí, darle mucha fortaleza a las otras familias que
Give the people strength and support.
Tienen la misma situación como nosotros. Mucha paz y simplemente vamos a tratar de ayudar unos con otros para encontrar los familiares que faltan. Así mismo tenemos
So let's help hand in hand to try to find the people that are still missing people.
de ahí dentro que también no se encuentran.
Me decías que has sacado fortaleza de abajo porque tienes una pequeña.
Sí. Tengo una pequeña de 2 años.
You got a 2-year-old daughter.
Y me toca a mí esa parte de mantenerle esa imagen muy bonita y linda de su madre.
Yo sé que hablo por el pueblo cuando te damos la condolencia y te acompañamos.
Right? See the cracks in the pillar. So he said that these pillars, that dude that said his daughter saved him, said these pillars would have smoked him, but the stage saved him. I guess they managed to get under the stage.
Pongan atención, mi gente.
This lady was gonna go out that night, and something was telling her to not go out, and she didn't go out, and that shit happened.
Lo que dice esta chica de la discoteca Yesé.
Señores, eso que pasó en el Yesé, señores, eso me dejó mal. Porque justamente ayer yo dije, ay Dios mío, el otro lunes no voy a poder ir, y yo cumplo año en este mes, y yo quiero darme esa fiesta. Y al yo coger para un...
She said, I was like, yo, it's my birthday, I want to do this, I want to go to this party.
Una piscina ayer con mis hijos y mi familia, señores, yo llegué cansada y yo no fui.
She said, I went to the pool with my kids during the day, and I got home tired, so I didn't go to the club.
Señores, eso me dejó a mí mal, yo estoy nerviosa, mis hijos estaban hasta llorando ahorita, mi esposo también, me dijo, Dios mío.
She said, I've been anxious, I've been nervous, my kids was crying about it. I know a dude that wrote a song called The Other Party, and it's about the notion of sometimes you have to leave well enough alone. And the story was a story of a dude that had a good night, and then somebody invited him to the other party. And that other party was all it took. You know what I'm saying? Those moments like that, I mean, decisions are the most important thing we do every day. Left or right.
¿Tú te imaginas que tú hubieras ido para allá? Gracias a Dios tú no fuiste de que a celebrar tu cumpleaños, señores.
She said, everybody's like, thank God you didn't go celebrate your birthday.
Que Dios te dice, si Dios te dice no vaya.
She said, if God tells you don't go, don't go.
No vaya. Y yo decía, yo quiero ir, pero que sí, pero que no. Y todavía a las 9 y 10 de la noche yo quería pararme ir, porque ya se pone bueno después de las 10, 11 de la noche.
She said at 9, 10 o'clock at night, I still wanted to, I remember those days. She said, I still wanted to go out. It was a time I didn't leave the house till midnight.
Señores, yo estoy...
Es una discoteca donde no todo el mundo de a pie suele ir. Es una discoteca donde iban muchas personas de alto poder económico.
He said this wasn't a regular nightclub where just anybody can go to. He said a lot of people with a lot of money went to this club.
Económico en la República Dominicana. Y ya ustedes verán, una vez pase este momento del dolor, la cantidad de demandas y acciones legales que van a haber. Pero
he said now you're going to see that in this time of pain, all of these lawsuits that are going to happen.
A mí el dinero no me importa.
But to me, the money don't matter.
A mí me importa el dolor y el sufrimiento de los hermanos dominicanos.
What means something to me is the suffering and the pain of my Dominican brothers.
Y el problema que tenemos es que aquí, si se comprueba que el techo no le habían hecho,
and the problem we have here is that if they do come to find out that the roof,
las reparaciones necesarias,
they didn't do the necessary repairs.
Si se comprobara la alegación de que el sábado pasado se cayó un pedazo de techo, de que aún
that Saturday a piece fell,
así dejaron los generadores eléctricos.
And they still left the generator, electric generators up there, I guess.
Eléctricos, varios generadores que habían allí.
Various generators that were up there.
Y cisternas de agua, que eso añade un peso. Y simplemente lo despacharon. Porque la información que yo
he said in a water tank.
Tengo es que el empañetado del techo,
he said, because my information is that the sandwich of the roof,
la mampostería ya se estaba cayendo.
Was falling apart.
Si no cerraron, deben haber acusaciones criminales.
There should be criminal accusations if they can't prove otherwise.
Pero si es verdad que la familia del jet set fue negligente, deben ser procesados criminalmente.
He wants criminal charges if they fucked up.
Muy responsable decir por parte de algunos medios en la República Dominicana, y lo están diciendo, que si lo sabían desde el sábado y
saying that if they knew Saturday that shit was falling and they was just sweeping it up, and we haven't gotten to that picture yet. Saturday before Monday they were sweeping shit up.
Prefirieron hacer los millones de pesos dominicanos en vez de
they rather get the millions of dollars in Dominican money rather than shut down and fix that shit.
Cerrar el lunes. Tienen que haber acusaciones criminales. Un techo con varilla bien hecho en una ampliación reciente no se desploma fácilmente.
He said a well done roof with support where needed will not do that.
Es una discoteca donde
Yeah, I agree with him.
Se viralizan imágenes del funeral de Ruby Pérez y algo que llamó mucho la atención es que
guess this is now 48 hours.
Y ahí entonces me cayó como un escombro, pero entonces el escombro cayó sobre un mueble. Lo que me hizo fue que me presionó. Entonces yo estaba con las rodillas.
He said that there was
Nadie pudo salir.
Cuerpos de bomberos.
Y ahí entonces me cayó como un escombro, pero entonces el escombro cayó sobre un mueble.
So the big ass beam fell down on him, but it hit a piece of furniture, which Intel kind of just compressed him down. So he in the fetal position on his hands and knees, but he's in the doorway of the joint. We're about to see.
Lo que me hizo fue que me presionó. Entonces yo estaba con las rodillas aquí en el pecho. No podía moverme ni para atrás ni para adelante. El peso de atrás era muy
I had my knees on my chest, but I couldn't move. The weight on top of me was too much.
muy alto, muy grande, muy grande.
That's him. He's slumped, but this rock on his back is keeping him there. It's a heavy rock on his back, and he's down in the fetal position, but on his knees. But he's in the doorway.
Hubo un buen samaritano que
said a good Samaritan
se acercó a mí y me dijo, no te apures que yo te voy a sacar.
Got close to me and told me, don't worry, I'm gonna get you out of here.
¿Cómo tú te llamas? Yo me llamo...
What's your name? My name is... He don't remember his name.
Fulanito. No te preocupes, no te preocupes.
Don't worry, I got you.
¿Con cuántas personas andabas?
Con 3 más.
I was with 3 other people.
¿Y ellos, sabes de ellos?
No sé nada.
Do you know anything about them? He said, I don't know nothing about where they're at.
Cuerpos de bomberos al rescate.
que hay abajo, mi hermano.
Es un bobo, primo. Pero tiene que buscar gente para que le ayuden aquí, porque si no, no van a poder. Mira cómo está, patrón, mira cómo está la gente, patrón, abajo. Mira, voltea ese clavo, mira, voltea ese clavo.
What a clusterfuck.
Cuerpos de bomberos al...
Nadie pudo salir. Yo creo que yo salí porque yo estaba en la misma puerta.
He said nobody could get out. I think I got out because I was right at the door. Hit the like button if you have yet to do so. So I was right at the door.
Dios me dio una segunda oportunidad.
He said God gave me a second chance.
Yo lo veo así.
I see it that way.
Él dice que hasta
he in the doorway right there.
este momento no se le ha informado qué pasó con los
Bruh, if his head not facing that doorway, dude donezo.
amigos que estaban con él esa noche en la discoteca.
Nadie pudo salir. Yo creo que yo...
Señores, vamos a compartir.
Pero claro que se pudo haber evitado y Antonio Espaillat tiene 100% la culpa.
This guy said that the owner has 100% default in this.
De todas las muertes que pasaron ayer.
Nosotros tenemos que hablar de esto ahora para salvar vidas y para que los dueños de edificios se pongan a poner las columnas que son y toda la mierda. Yo no sé si tú opinas lo mismo que yo.
So we got to talk about that so people get their shit in order and people could be on top of this type of shit.
No, el problema es que ese señor es allá.
See, the problem is that man,
a lo que le llaman una vaca sagrada. ¿Tú me entiendes? Que no
a sacred cow.
Es un realengo, no es un rullío. Es una persona con dinero y el que tiene dinero en República Dominicana se limpia el culo con quien sea.
He said he's a man with a lot of money and the person with a lot of money in the Dominican Republic wipes his ass with anybody it wants to.
Entonces, pero lo que acaba de acontecer ahora, claro que se tuvo o se pudo haber evitado.
He said, of course this could have been avoided.
100% la culpa,
100%
tanto el
his fault.
dueño como el manager, como el representante, todo el que tenga algún poder sobre la discoteca. O sea,
everybody that has any power in that nightclub is responsible.
Todo dueño sabe cómo están las instalaciones, cómo está la edificación. Entonces, lo que la vecina dijo, hoy en día se le está poniendo caso. ¿Por qué? No tan solo porque murieron personas, sino...
He said, like the neighbor said, now they're putting lawsuits together, not just because of all of the people that passed away.
Por el calibre de personas que perdieron la vida. Yo te apuesto que...
He said because of the caliber of the people that passed away.
Si hubiese sido en un barrio, ahí se queda.
He said, I'm willing to bet that if this happened in a hood, nobody would hear it. It wouldn't be such a big deal. He said the reason that this case is so big and that you're hearing these lawsuits is because it's because of the caliber of people that it happened to. Otherwise, they would have kept this shit quiet.
Lamentablemente.
Sin duda alguna.
Pero ahora lo que le espera a Antonio no es algo sencillo.
He said now what's waiting for Antonio is not something, I don't know, simple.
Pero claro que se pudo haber evitado y Antonio Espaillat tiene...
Yeah, so that was the end of that clip.
Señores, yo quiero que ustedes escuchen este maldito audio y
Yeah, now this is a lady. All right, I'm going to break this down. He's as pissed. He's me inside. I'm pissed off like that about this shit. Check it out.
Perdónenme si yo empiezo el video de esta...
Yo lo que tengo en la cabeza es...
Señores, yo quiero que ustedes escuchen este maldito audio.
He said, I want you to hear this fucking audio.
Perdónenme si yo empiezo el video de esta manera, pero es que...
Forgive me for starting the video this way.
Esto no puede ser, Escuchen esta vaina, escuchen.
But this can't be, but listen to this.
Me dijo que hay... Oye, me paro yo a echar gasolina y el bombero me dice, discúlpeme que...
She said, I stopped to get gas.
Que darme una identificación, sí. Si me va a pagar con tarjeta.
She said, if you're going to pay me... She said they asked her, if you're going to pay me with card, you got to show ID.
Y le doy la identificación.
She said, so I gave the ID.
Me dice, lo que pasa es que andan las tarjetas de crédito de todo eso muerto en manos de gente comprando y pasando la prisión.
He said the reason we're carding you is because the cards of these people that passed away in this nightclub are being used for gas by these horrible people, so that's why we had to ID you.
Igualmente en bomba de gasolina.
Pero qué maldito corazón del diablo debe de...
He said, what kind of fucking shameful, damned devil's heart
tener una gente?
Can people have?
Señores, vamos a analizar lo siguiente. ¿Quiénes son los que tienen acceso al perímetro del lugar de la...
He said, let's think about it. Who has access to the perimeter of that nightclub?
Tragedia, señores, porque en ese maldito lugar solamente tienen acceso el cuerpo de bomberos, los...
He said the only people that have a reason to be there and a way to be there is the police, the rescuers, and the firemen.
Socorristas y las autoridades, porque a los civiles no lo dejan entrar, señor.
Because the civilians can't get in there.
Entonces, en vez de enfocarse en sacar a las personas que
instead of focusing on getting the people out of there that are falling apart,
están atrapadas, se están enfocando en sustraer pertenencias y luego
focus on people's belongings.
Utilizarlas fuera, señores.
And using them outside of the perimeter.
Ustedes están oyendo qué maldita vaina del diablo está pasando.
Are you hearing this kind of devil bullshit that's happening out here?
Aquí. Están escuchando qué maldita vaina del diablo está pasando aquí. Que la gente, en vez de enfocarse, coño, en salvaguardar una vida humana, está...
People, instead of focusing on saving a human life, they're focusing on people's belongings.
Están enfocando en sustraer pertenencias y hacer lo que le da la maldita gana en la calle.
Do whatever the fuck they want to do.
Con la pertenencia de las otras personas.
With something that belongs to somebody else.
Señores, qué maldito corazón del diablo que puede tener una persona para hacer ese tipo de cosas. De verdad, es que debería de caer un rayo y matar.
He said a lightning bolt should come down and strike these people.
De persona, y perdónenme la palabra, coño.
And forgive it for me, bro. Coño, man.
Señores, yo quiero que ustedes escuchen este maldito.
I'm with you, bro. I'm with you.
Yo lo que tengo en la cabeza es...
I'm with you. Let's see. No, something about this guy. Oh, we're going to get to that. We're getting close to that. Something about this guy. I was there story seems believable. It's sad when real life meaningful shit is covered. The numbers are a lot lower than when Bartels are covered. Oh, yeah, it'd be like that. If I'm out and get invited to a party after I got home, I'm staying my ass home. Always seems that's when the shit happening. Facts. That extra shit, man. The other party. The other party. It's some time for some financial investigation. If it was a high-end club, there was enough money coming in to fix the building after it burnt. Where did the insurance money go? No shit. The way life is, unfortunately. Viewers, we are short on likes. Take a second and hit the like button. It's the least you can do for the great content of this live. Thanks. Thank you, sir. Appreciate you. It was those damn cops for sure. I know of a CPD cop that lost his job for using a credit card of a guy he had locked up. I know a couple cops that lost their job for stealing shit. Alright? Shout out Omar 6. Shit is bananas.
Los gritos, el sonido fuerte de cuando el techo se cae, los gritos de mi mamá preguntándome si estoy bien.
He said I keep hearing the sound of the thing collapsing and the sound of my mother asking me if I'm okay. What a beautiful sound that must be if he could hear her voice, you know. Also said the owner of that spot ain't going back to the DR. I think he did. I don't know if they said he did. His representative probably showed up for his bitch ass. See, you know, you got these, you know. I went out with my mother for Halloween. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's crazy talk right there. Este músico, this musician, a percussionist, was in Jet Set in Santo Domingo. It's him with his mom dancing.
Lo que se quería era disfrutar, pasarla bien después de 3 años de haberla tenido en Venezuela.
He said we just wanted to have a good time after 3 years of not seeing her.
Eso es verdad, o sea, que no la había visto.
Esta sí baila de verdad.
Todo pasa muy rápido y me imagino que cerré los ojos, que mi instinto fue abrazar a mi mamá. No sé, una tragedia al 100%. Yo salgo de ahí con mi madre. Cuando salgo
He said, I get out with my mother.
Al pasillo allá afuera, salto una reja y hago que mi mamá salte.
They got lucky as shit.
A 10 pasos de mí estaba una amiga que fue la que falleció con su hermana y fue horrible no poder
They had a friend there and her sister that passed away.
no poder ayudarla porque yo gritaba su nombre pero no me contestaba.
I would scream their name, but they wouldn't respond.
La llamaba, le caían las llamadas y después dejó de caerle la llamada y se siente feo no poder hacer algo. Yo pasé por la invitación del maestro Ruby Pérez que le hizo mi mamá, gracias al tamborero que me consiguió eso. Yo el día lunes de la otra semana anterior, yo me presenté
So he was playing with Ruby.
ahí con un artista
Wait, was he?
que se llama Sex Appeal. ¿Cómo es la vida?
Oh, he played there before too.
Hermano. La vida, hoy salimos y no sabemos si regresamos. Yo estoy hablando contigo, yo no sé
So that's life. We step out, we don't know if we come back.
qué pueda pasar. Yo lo que tengo en la cabeza es los gritos.
Look. Saw that? He swatted at the dust. Okay? Oh shit, I lost it. He swatted at the dust right there. Let's back up here. Yeah, right here. Boom.
Esta vaina se está cayendo.
Esta vaina, he said, this fucking thing is falling. He's swatting at the dust in front of him. Chips falling on him. Look at Anthony Santo in Jet Set. He said this thing is falling.
Bendito sean todas las mujeres.
Yo lo que tengo en la cabeza es
Esta vaina se está cayendo. Bendito sea.
Or is he just saying se va a caer? Esta vaina se está cayendo. I don't know what he's doing.
Todas las
Or is he saying that
Señores.
they're blowing the roof off the place? Or is he quite literally saying there's dust falling on me off of this shit?
Esta vaina se...
Señores, mire el hombre ahí que se...
There he is. There's the dude that threw up the peace sign that was stuck in that cubby hole with his cousin, who I believe passed away. He survived. The cousin was the one that sent the message. How old is that Santo vid? I think they said March. We'll go back to it.
Se tiró la foto así.
But he's looking up. I don't think it was a metaphorical gesture like y'all turn the roof off. No, he's literally looking up and swatting shit, talking about esta vaina se va a caer. Like, it sounded real to me.
Siendo la muerte. Ay. Señores, mire el hombre ahí que se tiró la foto así, venciendo la muerte. Ay.
Survived it.
Que quede claro que lo que voy a decir es una suposición.
This is a civil engineer explaining what could have happened in the collapse of Jet Set.
Desde el ámbito de la ingeniería civil. Mira, no es tan fácil que no es muy común que
It's not very common
techo colapse
that a roof collapses
súbitamente y completo. Lo que se
and completely the way it did.
acostumbra cuando un techo colapsa, hay que colapsa una parte del
What you're used to is when a roof collapses, you're used to a part of it collapsing.
Recordar que eso no era ni siquiera de 2 niveles, eso era de un nivel, que las personas no estaban
He said it wasn't a double level place, it was one level, and the people were not celebrating on the roof, they were celebrating beneath it.
sobre el techo que colapsó, sino debajo del mismo. Lo que pudimos ver es que había unas plantas eléctricas
What we can see is that they had electrical plants up there.
sobre el techo. También, aparte, habían unos transformadores,
They had transformers up there,
había unos aire acondicionados,
ACs up there, and I'm sure they had the whole lighting. They had the whole lighting kit that came down with it.
lo cual le provoca unos pesos extra.
Los diseños de infraestructura se le llama, hay dos tipos de carga cuando uno hace los cálculos estructurales, que es una carga viva y una carga muerta. La carga...
He said there's two different kinds of support you do, a living support and an unalived support. There's two ways to do it.
La muerta es el propio peso de la estructura, ya sea la losa, las varillas y un fino que hay que colocar.
Okay, he's talking about beams and shit. He's talking about structure, shit that I don't know about, with words that I don't know about.
A la mayoría. Y el peso vivo son las personas, en este caso no se contempla personas porque es un techo, pero...
he said, oh, then there's, the other way is when you're considering people being on top of it. He said, but that's not the case for this because there was no people on top of it. Or it isn't that kind of structure.
Plantas eléctricas, tinaco y todo ese tipo de cosas. Pudimos ver una losa que estaba sobrecargada, o sea, habían dos plantas eléctricas, la imagen la presenta.
He said it was just too much weight.
Aparte, como te dije, los transformadores y los...
A shitty roof with too much weight on it.
Todo eso provoca un peso que no está diseñado la losa para soportar. Aparte de eso, vimos, y esto no es, o sea, no lo puedo confirmar, pero sí vimos fotos donde aparecen en la losa varias capas parece como si fuera fino. Recordar que el fino es lo que se le coloca a la losa para que el agua no filtre. Entonces vimos cerca de...
He said the sand. He said you can see the sand and shit, and that's what you add so that the concrete doesn't freeze or some shit.
4 capas de fino. O sea, imagínate que cada capa de esa, ponle mínimo 10 centímetros. Es un peso que tiene el concreto. Eso es concreto, aunque eso no es concreto, es hormigón o lechada, como le llaman. O mezcla. Esa mezcla tiene un peso de cerca de 2.4 kilogramos sobre centímetro.
AKA, that shit was too heavy.
Cuadrado. Cuando tú multiplicas todo el área
so when you multiply all of that shit and all of that area
por ese fino, una vez, después de nuevo otra vez, después otra vez, y cerca de 4 finos, uno sobre otro, eso está sobre...
So once you start sandwiching that shit on top of each other,
recargando el techo, para el cual no está diseñado. Además, es una infraestructura que tiene más de 50 años. La vida útil de la infraestructura se considera entre 50 o 70 años. Se podría prolongar dándole mantenimiento extra. Que si tiene alguna filtración o si ha tenido filtración, eso va disminuyendo. Principalmente la resistencia de la varilla. La varilla con el agua se oxida y eso provoca que baje la resistencia.
they fucked up.
Si el dueño de la discoteca hubiese sido tú,
If the owner of the discotheque was you,
a ti te meten preso a la hora.
You'd be in prison right now, instantaneously.
El presidente Luis Abinader, coñazo.
He said the president, coñazo.
No por el presidente. No va a la discoteca. O sea, cualquier otra persona hubiese sido el dueño de la discoteca y estaría preso ahora.
He said the president goes to that club. He said if anybody else was the owner of that club, they go to jail right now.
Entonces eso, el resto de la sociedad dominicana, si se respeta, tiene que salir a reclamar y decir, ¿cómo es la vaina? Vamos.
He said if that's the case, then the rest of the people of the Dominican Republic that want to be respected have to sit there and say, listen, let's define.
Vamos a definir un bendito parámetro.
A parameter.
Ok. ¿Cómo es la investigación? Perfecto. Y la persona en cuestión libre.
Oh, you got an investigation? Okay. And the person in question, he's free.
O, en su defecto,
and we got to be happy about it. Or,
pase lo que pase, el tipo preso. Pero no pueden ser. Escúchame, Janel. No pueden ser los dos parámetros.
You can't have two parameters. It's either you go to jail or you don't go to jail.
Al mismo tiempo. Si el dueño de la discoteca.
This is security again trying to get his attention. I feel like that security should have gone up and ended the show. If you had enough reason to make them aware of the situation, you had enough reason to stop the show. down, he's looking up. He's looking at that drama that they had going on over there that everybody thought was a fight, but it was really the roof crumbling. He should have stopped the show.
Crecimos escuchando.
You'll see these balls over here fall over. That's crazy that he pointed at that camera or in that direction and waved.
No sé, alguien se cayó, una pelea, no sé. Ah, se cayó algo de arriba, a ver. Se cayó algo de allá del techo, mira. No, me está mirando esta mano. Mira la gente grabando. Que la gente grabando.
Vi dos videos ayer que me...
¿Quién es el dueño de la discoteca Jet Set? En 1973, Grecia López abrió las puertas de la discoteca que rápidamente...
In 1973, some Lopez lady opened up the discotheque.
Se convirtió en el principal establecimiento de entretenimiento.
Turned into a primary entertainment location
De República Dominicana. Más adelante, el mando de la discoteca pasó a su hijo Antonio Espaillat.
She turned it over to her son, Antonio Espaillat.
Un empresario de la industria restaurantera, de
a restaurateur who owns restaurants. He has a portfolio.
Entretenimiento, de comunicación y medios.
Communications companies.
Este nació en Nueva York en 1965. Él es accionista mayoritario y figura central del RCC Media. En 2018,
He's a media mogul.
Asumió el control administrativo.
So y'all ain't had the money for the roof? Fuck is wrong with you, bro? Tweaked.
De Telefuturo y de la estación Cadena Hispanoamericana. También en el sector gastronómico es propietario del restaurante Halao. Pero hoy, 8 de abril,
Owner of Halao. But today, on April 8th,
la historia termina en tragedia.
The story ends in tragedy.
El colapso del techo durante un concierto de Ruby Pérez dejó varios fallecidos y decenas de heridos, posiblemente marcando el final de una era para esta emblemática discoteca dominicana. Pero dígame usted, ¿tragedia o falla humana? ¿Quién es el
Tragedy or human failure? Definitely human failure.
De todo lo que tú has recuperado, ¿cuál ha sido el que más te ha impactado a ti? El que más me ha impactado ha sido...
So he's sitting here, they're asking him, out of everything you've seen here, this is the guy that supposedly pulled out Ruby Perez from the rubble. They're asking him, of all of the things that you've seen, what's the worst? Like, why are you having this conversation, Papa? Shouldn't you be pulling somebody out of there or having a sandwich or crying somewhere? What are you doing?
Creo que el hijo de Eduardo Estrella, que
the son of Eduardo Estrella,
la cabeza quedó muy...
Something bad happened to his head. So they're asking this guy, what's the worst he saw? He's telling them.
Partida. Coño, te impactó mucho eso. Dios, muy...
And a pregnant woman. Bro, what the fuck are you doing? What are you doing? I wouldn't let you into the funeral either.
La música de arriba del techo lo cayó como la tierra en la mesa.
She said that dust was falling on the table.
Mi mami salió afuera y le dijo a la seguridad, ¿está temblando la tierra?
Wow.
La seguridad le dijeron, no, disfruta, tranquila, estamos con Dios.
She said, now she's saying that her mother told somebody, hey man, this shit is falling. And they told her, no, it's good, don't worry, you'll be good.
Y alrededor como aproximadamente, cuando sonó el otro merengue, yo entré a bailar. Y cuando ella terminó de bailar, que yo la grabé, yo cogí para el baño. Ella estaba ahí y ahí le cayó una piedra al señor que andaba con...
She said, I went to the bathroom, they were standing right there, the little piedra fell on dude, and she was like, let's go.
Wow.
Y le dio ahí. Y cuando le dio, ella dijo, vámonos. Y cuando nosotros salimos, cuando ella salió, ahí cayó todo. Y cuando yo cayó todo, la puerta del baño se me cerró. Y cuando yo abrí, ya estaba todo.
¿Cómo cuántas personas habían?
she said when everything fell, my mother got out of there, everything fell, and the door slammed in the bathroom, and everything was chaos.
La discoteca. Ahí estaba full.
This shit was full.
Alrededor como de 1100, 900. 1100 personas.
She said 900 to 1100 people had to be in there.
Pila gente, estaba full. Mira, nosotros reservamos VIP, nos cerraron, nos sentaron al lado de la puerta porque estaba lleno. Wow, ¿qué te han dicho? ¿Cuántas personas te has visto que han sacado aquí? Noche sacaron alrededor como de 17 personas, habían como 3 fallos.
Now they're asking her questions she shouldn't have the answer to. How many people they pulled out of there? What the fuck does she know?
Yo creo que en el mismo lugar donde no va a haber jamás otro Yese,
He said there should never be another nightclub there.
ese lugar deben dejarlo ahí para un monumento a los caídos y a Ruby Pérez.
That spot should be a monument for the people that passed away and Ruby Pérez.
Ese mismo lugar.
Muy buena idea.
Yo
Verano, Chris Melly, por favor. Smiley. Okay, la
That shit, man. People asking for help through these crevices.
otra. La otra mano.
Es que me duele mucho ese brazo.
Está bien. Dale, ok, perfecto. Gracias.
Atención pueblo dominicano. El video que le mostraré a continuación, yo quiero que sea falso.
He said he's gonna talk a lot of shit before we get there. He said, people, listen, the video that I'm about to show you, I hope that it's false. I hope that it's false. And this is a video that I've been wanting to get to. But he just keeps repeating he hopes it's false.
Atención al dueño de la discoteca. Usted le tendrá que rendir cuenta.
So he said, attention to the man who owns this nightclub. You're going to have to pay the cost.
A lo que es República Dominicana completa.
To the entire republic, the Dominican Republic.
Yo espero que ese video no sea
I hope this video is not real.
real. Mi gente, horas antes del evento, siempre ustedes saben que ellos tienen sus empleados que van...
He said hours before the event. Now, I don't know if it's hours before the event or Saturday or whatever.
Él haciendo la limpieza, organizando la mesa.
So you got the people that are in there getting things together, cleaning things, getting things in order.
Horas antes, faltando como hora y media, ya el techo
Hours before, about an hour and a half, the roof was already crumbling.
estaba dando señal. Ya se comenzaban a caer cristales de lujo que ellos le ponen al techo, la decoración. Y ahí se ven la seguridad de adentro, los empleados barriendo los
And you can see the employees sweeping up the stuff that's falling from the ceiling.
vidrios y limpiando la discoteca porque casi miente viene la fiesta. O sea, yo no sé cómo fueron capaces de no decirle, patrón, mire.
I don't know how they weren't even responsible enough to say, boss, look, fucking roof is crumbling.
Esto no se puede dar porque esto está botando, está cayendo del techo, está cayendo cristales, algo está pasando aquí. Pero que no se puede cancelar la fiesta porque se pierde el dinero.
He said, but we can't he said, but you can't cancel the concert because you lose money.
Yo le dije a ustedes que yo quiero que ese video que yo le voy
I told y'all, I hope this video that I'm about to show you is fake.
a mostrar a continuación sea falso. Porque si no, ustedes verán después que pase ya que ya rescaten a todo el mundo.
He said, because if not, wait till they rescue everybody.
Que comiencen las investigaciones.
And the investigation starts.
El dueño de esa discoteca, si ese video es real.
He said the owner of that jet set, if this video is real,
Le 40 o 50 años que le van a meter.
40 or 50 years that they need to give him.
Miren esto, mi gente. Miren.
That shit, man. Sweeping chunks. Look at that disgrace. That ain't no dropped cup. Nobody was walking around with drywall and doing drywall and knocking shit over. That's disgusting right there. Who's this fucking guy? Who's this guy right here?
Atención pueblo dominicano.
It's crazy.
Si tú llevaste 155 ambulancias a centros hospitalarios, óyeme la lógica que yo decía, no creo que las ambulancias fueran con 2 personas a la vez, aunque no es...
The dude we heard earlier, this when he found out about his wife.
Por favor.
Se cayó el techo del YC. El techo completo se cayó del YC. Hay muchas personas adentro. Hay una situación bastante complicada. Repito, se cayó completo el techo del YC con personas adentro.
There he is. The dude that I told you that if his head was any other way, he wasn't going to make it. The fact that he was in this doorway. Okay, what do they say in earthquakes to get in the doorway and shit? Earthquakes, get in the doorway. This the dude that said he was in the fetal position on his knees. He don't know what happened to the other 3 people that were with him. He said he was right there at the door. His head is on the other side of the door. If he would have been facing the other way, dunzo.
Jehová, Señor.
He might have been one of the first ones.
Hola amigos de Reportando 24/7 RD con Heuri Montero. Me encuentro ahora en el interior de lo que era la discoteca Jet Set, colapsada con un saldo negativo de más de 200 fallecidos.
Over 200 lost.
Aquí pueden ver las estructuras colapsadas. Aquí se respira un solo aire de dolor, de duelo y de luto.
Así como somos hermanos Kaki Vargas y yo, Johnny Vargas y yo, éramos hermanos Ruby y yo. Wow. Y de eso pueden dar testimonio su familia y la...
He said his family could attest to this and my family could attest to this. This is Sergio Vargas. He said Ruby told him that he was going back to Jet Set after 3 years.
Hace 15
He invited me to assist him.
Ya nos juntamos en el aeropuerto. Él iba hacia Nueva York, yo iba hacia...
He said we hooked up in the airport. He was going to New York.
A Colombia.
I was going to Colombia.
Y él me dijo, voy después de 3 años a YC en 15 días. Y quiero ver...
After 3 years, I'm going back to Jet Set in 15 days.
Ahí vino una guagua de Jaina que le iban a hacer un reconocimiento a Rubén. Ahí adentro había una gran cantidad de
jaineros.
De jaineros. Ahí murió en esa parte, pues yo no quería venir a este encuentro porque en el área especial de adelante, ahí se sientan la misma gente todos los lunes. Ahí.
He said the people who sit in the front right there, the people that sit there every Monday, the special people.
Este fue el hermano nuestro, Domínguez Castillo.
The people that he knew.
Domínguez.
They gotta cut the shit, man, with this fake shit. Look at all these Asian people in here, man. This ain't that place. What the fuck are we doing here? No mama's way.
No mama's way.
Yeah, I saw that, Vicente. I was going to get into that, but we've been here 3 hours. I'll probably do that in another stream because it's very verbose. It's like 30 minutes long. So there's Vicente on the check-in. No, he's saying this joint about to crumble. He definitely, that's what it looked like to me. This shit gonna fall. Facts. Put him under investigation. He got enough money, businesses to pay all these people for their losses. Yes, sir. During tornadoes and earthquakes, it helps to be under a door frame. Seemed that door frame saved his ass. Facts. They wildin' right here, though. These are just pictures, videos, pre. I don't wanna, I don't wanna just.
Cuando pasó el accidente, Capri, todo el mundo es solidario, ¿me entiendes? La gente comenzó a sacar gente, personas, y estaban sacando toda la gente. Una vez que llegó el cordón militar, sacaron todas las personas que estaban trabajando.
He said once the shit happened, a lot of people was up in there just taking people out. He said once the government showed up, they took everybody that was helping and got them out of there.
Sacaron toda para afuera, acordenaron la zona y no
They coordinated the zone.
dejaron que nadie entrara.
They didn't let nobody in.
Hasta que llegara de que los rescatistas. Anoche
Until the rescuers got here.
hicimos un motín los muchachos porque estamos viendo una persona que está haciendo bulla con un celular, y el abusador.
He's saying that he's seeing people take people's lives in there. That the military police is taking people's lives in there. That somebody was trying to get their attention with a flashlight, and that the military police or whoever, the government personnel or the cop, deaded him. I don't know.
Digo que lo mató porque lo sacan muerto, que él le estaba dando con la pala. Ahí fue que me amotiné y dije, güey.
He said, I know he did it because dude was alive. I mean, anything could happen in there. Something shift. They're saving somebody on the other side and a stone shift over here. It's bad business. Shout out Raven, Papa the Stoner. Rest in peace, Octavio Dotel.
Güey, todo el mundo se amotinó. Hay una gente.
Explícame esa situación. Había una persona
abajo alusando.
Dicho así mismo, cuando pasaron la paleta la primera vez, él voció auxilio.
Cuando volvió le dio. Cuando pasó el accidente, Capri, todo el mundo
Ahora, actualmente ya los voluntarios nos mandaron a movernos porque señora, hay mucha gente allá abajo, Dios mío.
There's a lot of people down here, my God.
Casi 7 pies de escombro.
He says like 7 feet of concrete.
O sea, nosotros estamos trabajando por encima de esos 7 pies y hay gente abajo de esos 7 pies.
He said you gotta understand, we're working on top of the 7 feet and there's people down in the bottom of the 7 feet.
No sé si ustedes me entienden. Ahí tiene que haber como 300 y picada de gente, de verdad. Y hay gente.
Bueno, mi gente, vinimos a supervisar.
Las últimas palabras que le dijiste a él.
Yo le estaba secando su sudor, yo siempre le secaba el sudor. Él dice que yo era su asistente de sudor y yo relajaba mucho.
Shout out Raven, she said she kind of believed the guy. Anything's possible. I'm going to show you somebody that we shouldn't have believed in a minute.
Yo con él. Y él decía, es mi hija, para que no vayan a creer y digan, ay, anda Ruby con una mujercita secándole el sudor. Entonces, yo hace 14 años quería hacerme una abdominoplastía porque por mi parto, tú sabes cómo quedamos las mujeres. Y lo último que él me dijo, él me abrazó, estábamos cantando.
Okay, so she said that she used to wipe his sweat, and he used to always tell people, don't get it twisted, that's my daughter, and she would wipe his sweat. And that she said that she had just got her body work done, and he told her, look at that waist that you got. And she said she thanked him for it, and then the whole shit happened and went down.
Estaba cantando ahí, y él me abrazó, y me dijo, mira qué cinturita tiene, ¿eh? Y yo le dije, gracias a ti.
¿Qué te gustaría decirle a tu papá si te escuchara desde el cielo ahora mismo?
Que él sabe que lo amo, que siempre se lo dije. Si pudiera enseñarle los textos de nosotros dos hablando todas las noches.
Just want to tell him I love him. I wish I could show y'all the text between us every night.
Le decía, papi, me voy a dormir. Yo vivía con él, pero
we lived together. He lived up above on the condo. I lived downstairs, and we would text each other when we went to sleep.
Vivíamos en un penthouse. Él dormía arriba y yo abajo. Él me decía, buenas noches, mami, te amo.
With all the plane crashing and then jet set club collapse. See, I didn't hear nobody put that one together yet. Salutes to you, Vicente, for putting that one together. Jet set. But I don't think this jet set shit got any conspiracy involved with what happened. I just think it was incompetence. Incompetence, greed, cutting corners. This is what she said.
Las últimas palabras que le dije.
That they're gonna start a group and shit, but I don't know. We'll try that when I do when I cover the Jeff Ostroff video.
Wow, señores, ha pasado una desgracia aquí en el Giselle. Se cayó el techo, Dios mío, de la discoteca. Wow, Padre Santo.
Yo, la última vez que fui uno de los últimos que salió. Porque si
Giant room, man. It's a giant room. Look at this shit. Look at this shit. Now this is just the drop ceiling part of it.
Había una mano de una persona que
One of the saddest moments in the history of the Dominican Republic. My phone has been blown.
Let this guy give. Oh,
one of the saddest.
Quickly, let this guy give me a break from translation. But salutes to this guy. I might want to talk to this guy, so I might reach out to this guy.
Moments in the history of the Dominican Republic. My phone has been blowing up. Some of the saddest images I've ever seen in my life. For the past 48 hours, after a tragedy, the famous popular nightclub Jet Set has collapsed. The roof collapsed 2 days ago, about 12:40 a.m. Monday night. 800 people inside of the nightclub, and as of right now, about 100 people passed away. We're talking about celebrities, and it was a party that night for famous merengue artist, 69 years old, Ruby Perez, who has now also been declared deceased. Ruby Perez. There's videos of him singing as this is happening. Some history on the building. It was opened in 1973. They had renovations in 2010 and 2015. They were hit with lightning strikes in 2023. But clearly there was a lack of maintenance.
The universe been trying to destroy that fucking place already. It was lightning that struck it that set it on fire. Shout out to Shannon. Sorry y'all fall asleep. Very, very sad. No worries. Have a good night. Replay gang. I'm about to show y'all a liar in the next clip. Salutes. Have a good night, Shannon.
Inspection. It was reported to have on top of the roof two huge generators, something of a transmitter, also air conditioning units. Generators are popular in the Dominican Republic because when they lose electricity, the generators are backup electricity that these buildings run off of. There's photos also reportedly of people inside of the club prior to the actual roof collapsing, and there's dust falling from the ceiling inside the club while people are dancing, and there's dust being swept from the ground because the ceiling was already starting to crack a bit. Instead of them stopping the party, looking at it, inspecting it, what did they do? They kept partying, and now people have died. People have died. I've prayed, I've cried, because this overall in just world history is one of the most tragic nightclub deaths. There was one similar that happened here, Rhode Island nightclub fire in 2003 that killed 100 people here in Rhode Island. This is also affecting the sports world because rest in peace to Octavio Dotel, former pitcher for the Houston Astros, also passed away. And also want to send our condolences from New England. Rest in peace, Fray Luis Rosario, popular owner of Terra Luna restaurant in Lawrence, Massachusetts. He also was business partners with the Terra Luna and the Terra...
Facts, Eddie, man. It's the fucking guy wanted that place shut down, bro. Rayo.
Negra owners here in Providence, Rhode Island. I've seen images in my phone of people dying, hospitals packed with people trying to recognize the actual dead bodies in the Dominican Republic. As you're watching this right now and you're looking in my eyes, they are still currently pulling bodies out of the rubble of cement. We have celebrities like Bad Bunny reacting, saying that he's speechless. Daddy Yankee sending his thoughts and prayers and praying on the phone. Voice memos sent to the Dominican Republic. Me personally, I've never seen something like this in the Dominican Republic happen. Jet Set victims' credit cards are being fraudulently used at shopping malls and gas stations. There's people pumping gas in the Dominican Republic right now with credit cards of the dead people from the Jet Set nightclub. This is insane. One of my dad's friends also passed away from Bani. There's also images alleging that the actual nightclub would actually stack sheet blocks of cement on top of each other in a very unprofessional way to prevent leaks, which would only lead to more weight on top of the roof. If you want to see us cover this also in Spanish on the Spanish podcast, go to El Poca, our Spanish podcast. We're going to cover this in an emergency episode soon. And also,
I'm gonna hit you Higgins on the English podcast. Holla at y'all, cause you know. Shout out at the Hip Hop Group. Fell asleep. Wake your ass up, man. Shout out Raven Jefferson. Wow, this is good. I'm sorry for the loss of life and injury, but that's why we have the best content on YouTube. Gotta cover it. I gotta cover it.
So check out more context and more clips.
Salutes. I'm gonna check y'all out, man. You know, I like this kid. I like the way he covered this.
On our patreon.com/Club Ambition.
Look at this jerk off. Remember this jerk off, y'all? Eddie Jimenez. Remember this guy? That's why I tell you, we can easily be fooled. All of us. They are cold facts. We could easily be fooled. Jizzle had a little, he was wondering about this dude, but it turns out this dude is a TikToker that was running his fucking mouth saying that he was there and he wasn't there. Jizzle said he feel like he got smacked up. Eddie said he feel like he believed him. I looked at him with a little bit of doubt at first, and then I said, when he said that the police were robbing people, I said, oh, he might have been there. He's corroborating that story. Then after this, seeing this, I said, oh, well, maybe he got that story from watching reels just like me. Yeah, he's a TikToker. The aftermath is the same issue as Bartel business, taking advantage of the weak. It all is. It's all oppression. One way or the other. Can't even have a good time. He a fake? Definitely a fake. Just cheap construction. Facts.
Todo el que estaba ahí lo que quería salir. Había gente que ofrecía.
They locked this dumb ass up.
Le ofrecían a la gente para que lo sacaran. Y los policías lo que estaban era metiendo.
Jizzle said I could smell the bullshit, all right? He was like, shit.
Tratando de llevarse lo poco que podían encontrar.
I can't understand that fake shit. That fake shit is crazy.
Estaba en el jet set. Sí. Estaba ahí, lamentablemente.
Yeah, were you in a jet set? Somebody asked him, were you in a jet set? He said, yeah.
Lamentablemente mucha gente.
Hell, going straight to hell. He skipped jail at the hip hop group, straight to hell.
Mucha gente ya no está para contar, como yo que lo estoy contando, pues yo, vamos a decir que soy un afortunado.
La pasada madrugada,
unos golpes ahí.
Lunes para martes, yo tuve un pequeño accidente, lo cual se relacionó a la tragedia que pasó.
He said I had an accident, a motorcycle accident on Tuesday, which kind of coincided with what happened, with the timing of what happened at Jet Set.
En el Jet Set. Entonces yo soy una figura, yo soy un creador de contenido.
He said I'm a figure, I'm a content creator. I don't want to be in the same book as this motherfucker.
Contenido para las redes.
He said I'm a content creator for the social media.
Al otro día abrí un live.
The next day I started a live. TikTok.
La persona empezó a preguntarme que qué había pasado, que yo estaba en el accidente, que yo había sido.
People started asking me, if I was, seeing my face, they started asking if I was in the accident.
En el Jet Set, que esto.
Jet Set, en Jet Set.
Aquello. Yo tenía un sinnúmero de personas ahí.
He said I had a nice number of people in there. Man, imagine I sold my ass like that. Sold my soul for some views. Salutes to the 16 bad motherfuckers that's in here right now. Salutes to the 23 bad motherfuckers that hit that like button. That I don't have to fucking do backflips and do spins for. I love y'all. Chef's kiss to you motherfuckers. I could never be this sucker motherfucker right here. Never.
Y yo medio cosa he mencionado que yo estaba en el Jet Set.
He said then I may have mentioned that I was at Jet Set. Smack that smirk off his face. And why is he cuffed in the front? I don't know.
O sea, el accidente que tú tuviste en tu motor, tú lo relacionaste con el Jet Set.
He said so the motorcycle accident that you had, you made it seem like it was Jet Set situation. Bitch ass punk, fuck you. Alright, shout out Raven Jefferson. Yeah, lying punk, dork, straight to hell. Goofball donkey today. He's definitely a lot lizard. Basura, trash. Absolutely the most thorough content is true. You have to cover it. Good night, y'all. Have a good night. Good night, Shannon. Salutes. Goofball donkey today. Facts. Fuck that guy.
Que la libertad mi hermano fue Simón Bolívar cuando voy a Maracaibo y empezó a pasar el puente.
Why is he arrested or being held by the law? I don't know. That looks very TikTok-ishy to me too. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Young Jizzle for the $20 super chat. Salute Shah Il, Zoraida and the Ill family. Real recognize real. And the frauds. Young Jizzle was not buying dude shit from the beginning. But now Young Jizzle, was this whole arrest, was that real shit? And what in the Dominican Republic, I would think Eddie Jimenez, they have the right to arrest your ass for whatever they want. Oh, you lying on the internet about you as a jet set? Straight to jail. You know what I mean? So I don't know. Quite possible. Let me hit up Jizzle's super chat. I appreciate you, sir. Bow. That's some dirty shit, bro. The lady at the gas station talking about she went to the gas station and they checked her ID because everybody was in there using these people's credit cards. It's horrible. Shout out Papa the Stoner. Nah, bro, you ain't gotta do all the extra shit. Real content brought us all here. Salutes. And I know that if I got 16 of y'all, I know that there's 16,000 of y'all out there. And I know that there's 160,000 of y'all out there. I just gotta find all of y'all. You know? Salutes to y'all. They didn't get 6ix9ine no slack. Clown, lizard, all that shit. Plain stupidity. I don't understand how people do this. You can find everything out on the internet in the end. You're just gonna look like a what's that? I can't even see that shit. What the fuck is that? I don't know why Donnie looks like a rat. A Donnie? What the fuck is a Donnie? Let me see. Oh, a donkey. My bad. Okay, the donkey looked like a rat. That donkey definitely looked like a rat right there. Yeah, sucker shit. Now I got to question if the police video is real too. We'll look into it though. I'm not done with this story. We got to see who gets stuck with this shit. All right, I think we've reached the end of it. It's unfortunate. I want to do a quick moment of silence for those lost. Very unfortunate situation, man. And there's 1.6 mil out there, too. I'm looking for 1.6 mil of y'all motherfuckers out there, man. Y'all got to find them. The ones y'all find, let me know. I'll try to find some other ones. Hit the like button. But what I won't be doing is no fake shit like that sucker motherfucker. Motorcycle probably should have did him in. Goofy ass. He's the mono con los ojos tapados of the day.
Mono con los ojos tapados.
Right, boom. All right, man, we covered that thoroughly. That's going to be a lot of editing right there. But we stuck to the subject tonight pretty damn good. We've been here 3 hours and 40 minutes. That makes you question all his content. Pendejo, yeah. Makes you. Now I wonder. Because I thought that the arrest looked crazy too. But I'm hoping they arrested him. But for what? What they arrested him for? JP said there's a special place in hell for anyone who has the audacity to steal from an unalive person and use their shit. Filth. It's filth. Mahiga. Filth. Filth Camille. The trash. The bottom of the barrel. Donkey of the day. Donkey of the fucking day. Shout out Young Jizzle. Let me run through the chat real quick. Hundreds up in the chat. I appreciate y'all for hanging out tonight. We've been here 3 hours and 40 minutes. It felt quick. All we did was go through some Instagram stuff. Again, I don't see a big criminal situation here. I see a neglect situation here. I see a money situation, a penny pinching situation. The people were abandoned. You walk into a grocery store, nightclub, any structure, just with the mentality of, I hope at least the walls can stay standing. All right, shout out 298, shout out Papa the Stoner, William Borden, Shannon, 298 Zoraida, Salutes Velez, my brother Old Soul, again Shannon, Upper Echelon, Zaza, Eddie Jimenez, Dougie Fresh, HG, Kelly Price, Fernando, Jose Amado, Vernon Himes, Ed the Hip Hop Guru, Pre-Nap, Raven Jefferson, Lucy in the Sky with Diamonds, JP, salute to you, sir. I appreciate you. Young Jizzle, salute. Motherfucker do some sucker shit. They asked him on the spot, were you at the club? Is that what happened in your face? He's like, yeah, baby. That's what happened. Bien pendejo el tipo. No mames.
No mames, wait.
Shout out Omar 6. Shout out Vicente. Papa the Stoner. Ed the Hip Hop Guru Post-Nap. Right. Oh shit, I synced it.
You never play me, nice try. Ballin' in a nice spot. No more Mr. Nice Guy. Hello, Mr. Nice Watch.
On purpose.
Velez sent $5 Yo CHI. Your translating game is fire, fire. Long way from the Mokomo aka Machomo translation.
Velez just aged himself in the chat of how long he been around. All right? I remember the whole Mokomo incident. I just thought Mochomo's too easy. It's too easy. Y'all putting the CH, they got it, But I was wrong and I've been corrected. Shout out Velez for the $5 power chat. Yo, Shy, your translating game is fire. Long way from the Mokomo, aka Mochomo translation. Mochomo. Salutes. I don't even like that word. All right. I appreciate you though. Thank you. Papa the Stoner. Salute Young Jizzle for the $20 super chat. Appreciate you, sir. All right, we made it back to the bottom. There's a cold place for those. Yeah, hot place too. I just got here. I was trying to watch while I was at the casino. Hope you got that money.
Millions.
Your Friday just getting started. 10-10. Yeah, we 12-10 too. 12-13. JP, I wish you were the judge so you could push the button. But pray for him first. Neglect, just like the Puerto Rico with Maria and New Orleans with Katrina. It's just a repetitive thing. It happens over and over, bro. Be smooth, everybody. Salute Big Shy. Everyone be safe out there. Salute Pop out of Stoner. Raven Jefferson, thank you. I just can't see myself being a judge. Fuck the judge. I got a grudge. I trust you. Well, no. You be hot sometimes. I don't know if I could let you be the judge. JP, no, see, y'all could see him as the judge because y'all know he's a nice guy, but that boy got a mean streak. Gotta watch him. Watch him. All right, salutes. Have a great weekend. Take care and stay safe. Salutes. The Mokomo translation. All right? It's Mochomo season around here. Something happened to his son recently. Mochomito. Who the fuck his name is. We'll cover it another time. Again, salutes to y'all. We're going to get out of here with no music. Ya se la rifa el Shy. Salutes. JP will be the judge. JP will be the judge you could buy on the side. JP will be like, he'll be like, I don't need to hear the rest of this story. He's guilty. Get him out of here. Straight to jail. Great live as always, Shy. I agree with Velez. Fire translation. Thank you. I appreciate you. Yes, sir. Quick 500 out of the 20 certified flippers. Salutes.
Millions.
He'll be on the payroll like Goodfellas. Salutes to JP, man. Right, y'all. Y'all have a good night. After party in the Discord. Y'all know, have y'all seen that? We've been dropping them little images they've been making of the action figure. I got like 5 or 6 action figures of me that I'm going to be dropping in the Discord. That I thought were funny. I sent them the Oso earlier. There's the Discord invite for those that ain't got it. The Mochomo translation. Shout out JP. Hope you all had a great and I hope you all have a great and blessed restful night. May God bless y'all. Please like and subscribe to the great quality content. Thank God no trolls that I can recall. I can admit I can be jaded. Yeah, you man, listen. You'll put a motherfucker away. You'll give a motherfucker a life sentence or unaliving sentence, and then you'll hit me up 4 or 5 days later and be like, hey, yo, Thanos, man, you think I was too hard on that motherfucker? I'd be like, JP, I tried to warn you then, motherfucker. All right, salutes. Simón. Cabrón, salutes. Hasta mañana. Que Dios lo bendiga. After party in the Discord, hosted by JP. Thanks a lot, Shy. Little critter won't stop repealing millions. Tell that critter to get after the millions. Salutes, Primo. Catch that replay gang if you weren't here. Salutes, Popeye the Stoner. Money. Abundance to everybody, man. Y'all have a great night. We ain't gonna play no music. We ain't gonna do nothing. We just gonna get out of here. I appreciate y'all. Thank y'all. After party in the Discord. And I will holla. All right. Rest in peace to everybody that was lost at Jet Set. And may the judgment of the people of the Dominican Republic and the souls of those lost land on whoever is responsible for what happened there. All right. Y'all have a good night. Peace.